Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. Say go so, the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us on your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time within it took a long fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. He was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so charmed. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it back. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, a killing eye. I found me a beautiful girl.
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a cocoa bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty, I'm impressed. And I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk, she must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger, we look good together. Take your place in my heart with your beauty, I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, killing thigh. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl, beautiful girl. Yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look.
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace several presents and gifts, call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me Aston Kutcher, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl. Psych.
Ooh, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, killing thigh.
thought I'd be missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. Now you win. I agree. Man of prestige. Now man you be.
I'm sure some people will be jealous now the way I talk about Ola. But I have learned a lot from him. That's why I keep telling you to follow him. If you don't follow Man of Prestige, now you know.
What is going on? Welcome back. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever we go live. Okay. All right, we're back at this again. We're having a massive, see, that's massive, baby. We're having a massive show today. How are you doing? Welcome back. We have a live show today. Isn't that awesome? Welcome. Chidima Fan, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. See, that's massive, baby. We're back at it. Shout out to Egungun. But yes, I'm excited. I just want to come here tonight and cruise and talk and have a good time. Cover some whatever is hot right now. And talk about how I got caught cheating. I'll talk about that eventually sometimes. I got caught cheating yesterday. Yesterday. But we're going to talk about that. All right. We have T-Love. Hello. Welcome. We have Brother Beno. How far? How you there, sir? The only Lolosies you have got is Chidima. So you say good evening to Chidima first. I see how that goes. I'm not mad at you, bro. All right. Welcome back. Anyway. Shout out to my sponsors, Mo Fresh, Life with Natu Adesua, Film Girl, Open Floor by Tima, Gorex Corner, D-Love 3000, where is D-Love? And Yes TV. I appreciate you all. You can sponsor even this show for as low as 99 cents. Right now we're up to $162.33 for the month of March 2023, and our goal is $273.76. All right, we come here, we talk about life and relationship. We extract life and relationship lessons from trendy topics, and we attack them from self-power, social, seduction, attraction, emotional intelligence standpoint. You can download my books absolutely for free at menofprestige.com. They're all available there for free. You can also book a complimentary coaching session. Yes, we do offer coaching. You can book a complimentary coaching session from that same spot. Or you can send us an email at ask@manofprestige.com. If you like gears like this, you want to have a taste, wear prestige all over the place, you can check out march.manofprestige.com. If you want to join behind the scenes conversations, which we are having consistently, posting other different videos, posting, chatting, just join us on whatsapp.manofprestige.com. All right, without any further ado, I do have the link pinned to the top if you want to call in at any point during this show. This is our cruise show. I am considering doing this live shows on Saturdays. My schedule, I'm still working it out, but I'll be here for now on Friday evenings, so keep that at the back of your mind. We'll continue to drop videos all around the week, so pay attention to the videos. We'll drop videos at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 noon, and 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be on the lookout for that. Turn up your notifications. But I've been saying, MOP, na my boss man, cinema, na my police woman. Wala. Thank you so much for the $9.90 for sponsoring this show. I appreciate you, bro. Yeah. Anyway, so we're back at it. Today, I just want to cruise. If you want to call in, you want to chat with me, feel free. I've pinned the link to the top. Okay. However, we have some other things we're going to cover. Who has been in the news? We've had Very Dark Man has been in the news. Bobrisky has been in the news. Up to now, Bobrisky has been pure cruise as far as I'm concerned. I don't really make him a topic, but you know, maybe we can talk about this today. Just a few, as a matter of fact, as we're talking here right now, I think that the freeze is actually live, talking about this, some breaking news, some ex-Chelsea midfielder files for divorce from his wife of 12 years after DNA test revealed it's not the biological father. We'll talk about that as well. Let me see, what else can we talk about? A couple other things. We'll see how it goes, you know. But let me say, how are you guys doing? First of all, do me a favor, let's pin everybody else into the room. Let's hit that like button. I think right now I am missing, let me refresh. Let's hit the like button. Let's wake it up. Wake it up. Wake it up. Wake it up. Let's wake it up. Oh yeah, I'm missing 6 likes. I beg. No, please now. Do me a favor. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Yeah. What's going on, D? What's going on? Welcome, D. How you day? I hope you're doing fantastic. Yeah. Welcome. All right. So, what should we tackle first? Bobrisky, Very Dark Man, Naira Marley and Mohbad updates here. What do you want to tackle first? Because today is just cruise. What else do we have here? The DNA test stuff. Let's talk about the DNA test stuff. No, I can talk about that in a minute, maybe. I don't know. What should we talk about first? You guys can feel free to give me your ideas of what you want us to talk about. All right, so let me go ahead and just go through my stuff here, and then we'll drop them off as we go. I want to read some comments. That would be fun. There you go. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen with you all. Share. Yay. We're live. All right, so let's see. Okay. What problem do you have with single mothers? Okay, so I just saw this actually like literally a few minutes ago I just saw this literally a few minutes ago on whatchamacallit, Jerry? On Tunde Ednut, Mufasa Tunde Ednut. So let's start with this, okay? I'll be back in 20 seconds.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, so I see T Love says I should start with Mohbad and Naira Marley. I'll pick that one next. Let's talk about. Let me play this video for you. Let's see.
What problem do you have with single mothers?
But I will never let another man's child live in my house. I forbid it. My culture does.
You will never let another man's child
live in my house. I forbid it, and my culture does.
Why?
I'm the only one that forbids it. The culture of the Igbos forbids it.
Not the culture of the Igbos, oh. I'm not coming Igbo. Not my own Igbo. Not my own Igbo. Not our own. Not my own Igbo. Maybe your own Igbo. What problem do you have with single mothers?
But I will never let another man's child live in my house. I forbid it.
I will never let.
You will never let another man's child
live in my house. I forbid it, and my culture does.
Why?
I'm the only one that forbids it. The culture of the Igbos forbids it.
Not the culture of the Igbos, oh. I'm not coming Igbo. Not my own Igbo. Not my own Igbo. Not our own. Not my own Igbo. Maybe your own Igbo. What?
Maybe your own Igbo. Anyway, he even pronounced that with Igbo. Where's he here? Let me see. Let me see who this person is. Chidi Mike Cars. He posted it. Let me see if it's longer. Let me see. Is this longer or something? There you go.
Post.
No, you do have the permission.
Okay, there's a longer video.
John, do I have the permission to post?
No, you do have the permission.
Okay, so this guy John, was it not the guy that used to be on Daddy Free Show? I think he used to be on Daddy Free Show, right? I think somebody said the Daddy Free's banned him from coming to the show again or something like that. Okay, I'm not sure. If you guys are up to speed on that, bring me up to speed. I beg. D says, I do not know what single mothers have done to Niger men. The visual is too intense to witness. It's not just Niger men. There's a movement around the world that's pushing hard against single motherhood. I think it's more so single motherhood than it is single mother, to be fair. Okay, but obviously it probably feels more like they're attacking single mothers, right? So we have to pay attention to that as well. Marriott, welcome. My Igbo friend is engaged to a single mom, so he's lying. It is personal to him. He should own it with his chest. Absolutely, I agree with that. The only way you engage this kind of conversation at this level of emotions is if it's personal. So that goes for the other gentleman too. The other gentleman that's basically arguing with him, maybe he was raised by a single mother, so naturally he would also defend single mothers, right? And if he's if this man John that's arguing against it, he has some way, some shape or form, is there something going on with him personally, and he's speaking on single motherhood. That's usually what it comes down to. But sometimes you have to listen to them long enough to pick up the specific why. Culture and religion don't hear we with inflexible folks, sha. Yes, so they use it now. It's the easiest thing to use to manipulate other people, by the way. Who made them single moms? Did they impregnate themselves? Wahala! Marriott. Another angle. And so if his brother died, he cannot take in his nephews or nieces. See, at that point, their talking points start to get discombobulated. It's not working, right? But let's hear it a little bit longer.
You said, what problem do you have with single mothers?
But I will never let another man's child live in my house. I forbid it.
I
My
forbid
culture
it.
does.
My
You
culture
will never
does.
let another man's child.
Out, live in my house. I forbid it, and my culture does.
Why?
I'm the only one that forbids it. The culture of the Igbos.
He said his culture does.
Not the culture of the Igbos, so I'm not coming Igbo. Not my own Igbo. Not my own Igbo.
Not my own Igbo.
Not our own. Not my own Igbo. Maybe your own Igbo. John, do I have the permission to post?
No, you do have the permission to post.
You said, what problem do you have with single mothers?
But I will never let another man's child live
Okay,
in
all
my
right,
house.
we've heard you. So this guy Chidi Mike Cars, what does he do? Let me see. What is it? 280,000 followers. Okay, it's actually live right now. Let me see what he's doing live.
So, I don't say to for una to pay the problem, but I just don't want you using our money pay enter the group. We get one for our brother. Only one pay for them.
They've pinned Cashapp,
You know that once you
Cars.
activate this thing across
I'll do.
CMC, you go to do now.
I don't know what he does. I've never Chidi Mike Cars, Automobile King, Entertainment King, Worldwide Express Delivery. Okay, like a delivery guy. Anyway, but I want to look at this
John,
comment
do I have
here. I want to look at this comment here. So I think it was John. John used to be on Daddy Free's platform a lot, right? But let's look at what they're saying here. But wait, before you guys go too far, because your own comment self gone is enough. So if his brother, okay, we already talked about that. Let's see. Thank you, D is bringing me up to speed here. Let's see. DF told him to apologize for disrespecting some women on his platform. He refused, and DF made this coming back online conditional upon apologizing. He has too much coconut head. Let me help you with that. And I doubt he ever will. Oh, okay. So we can see here that a lot of this behavior is aligning already. He's a businessman. Okay, the Mike guy, right? I'll be Chidi Mike. Why he come? They sound like my name, Chidima. No be juju be that.
Not be juju be that.
Nah, real juju. What's going on? Adewale says, men speaking against single mothers like they can control the future. If this guy dies, would he want another man deny his widowed wife and kids? If you ask me now, who will go ask? And of course, I have Tima here. What's going on, lady? Welcome back. Welcome. I hope you're doing well. Happy weekend. Anyway, we're going to try to do this one day of a weekend thing. See if we can get everybody up. Hit that like button, by the way. Hit that like button so we can ping everybody else into the room. We're going to have a good time today. Let me go into some of these comments. Okay. Let's get into some of these comments. Let's dig in a little bit deeper. So on the comment on Tunde Ednot, who posted it earlier, somebody said, what if this guy becomes a single father tomorrow? What if his sister becomes a single mom? I thought adults are meant to talk with sense. Adults are supposed to talk with sense. Not all adults talk with sense, you know. But yeah, let's just take that in as a stray bullet.
Sorry.
What if, okay, this single mothers are golden, sweet souls, okay? So the issue is, some people, when they enter certain conversations, those conversations are born from a real place of concern, oftentimes, right? But if you're not careful, when weary people, when they take some of this conversation, they will take to another level for you. They lose complete sense of the conversation. The idea is to keep the family unit together. Okay, that's the idea, to keep the family unit together. But the new idea, for those of you that are late to the party, the new idea is to keep the family unit together, but simultaneously in a healthy way. It's not enough to keep the family together. It's no longer enough. It has to be healthy. If it's not healthy, you will precisely continue to create single motherhood, single parenthood, co-parenthood. Okay, that's the next best thing when people cannot stay in a marriage together. When people can't figure out how to do marriage properly and stay together in a healthy way, there's always one person who now realizes that they have options and say, hey, I don't want to do marriage in that way. And they have the right to do that. So, but as long as you continue to address the symptom, you go to collect, right?
Sorry.
You can't address the symptom and not address the disease. You go collect. Okay? So, the fact that somebody becomes a single parent, either father or mother, the obvious reality for you, if you're using any sense at all, is that that's not what they planned out to do. That's not what they set out to do. But circumstances in life will put you in that kind of position. And when it becomes a matter of survival, people do what they have to do. It is what it is. And you can't judge them for that. If you judge them for that, you go collect.
Sorry.
Not just collect, obviously physically, but in terms of even, you become dumber and dumber when you approach this conversation from that standpoint, literally. Because the more we try to correct you, you have a tendency to also use coconut head. I know, I'm telling you up front right now. So the issue is not the single motherhood. The issue is something else happened before that becomes the reality, right? Okay, you're probably going to tell me about the exceptions. Some people that are just like, no, I just want to become single mother. I don't want to deal with a man. Most people don't necessarily do that. Most people don't do that. That's just cap, right? Let me see. D says semantics MOP. They attack single moms online and call men that marry them simps. Are men or women? I've just covered that, right? The original idea was to keep the family unit together. But when you have mad people enter the conversation, they will do exactly what you're saying, sadly. And that's what we're seeing. And John is one of them. Let me play that video for you again.
What problem do you have with single mothers?
But I will never let another man's child live in my house. I forbid it. My culture does.
So in reality, other man's children will live in your house. It might be because in the form of their maids, Nigerians. It could be in the form of they just happen to live with you. It could be your niece, your nephew, maybe by marriage. It could be a friend's son who comes to live with you from, they want to live in Lagos and your friend still lives in Abakaliki and say, hey, I want to come to Lagos, I'm going to stay with uncle. I mean, there's so many ways. Okay, but I get it. I know what you mean. You just want to be lame. The idea is to attack single mothers, right? That's why you go collect now, because now we don't even have to be patient with you like that.
Sorry.
No, we don't have to engage the conversation if we can tell that you're coming from a very, very stupid place. We don't have to be patient like that. No, because honestly, I probably won't get your attention if I'm too nice to you. So all the Johns out there, rest. Okay, you're coming off stupid and stupider every day. It's getting worse and worse. And sadly, you might be creating even worse part of our society, right? So, of course, now it's easy to run into a room and say, it's just our Igbo people. And then another Igbo man say, which Igbo?
You will never let another man's child
Out, live in my house. I forbid it, and my culture does.
Why?
I forbid it and my culture does. Was it talking out of his ass?
The culture of the Igbos forbids it.
Not the culture.
He said, I forbid it. What type of level of arrogance could this be? You have to be a lame person. No disrespect. Just what it is.
Of the Igbo, so I'm not Igbo kid. Not my own Igbo.
I can say it with a future because another man is arguing with him. Now, this man, he probably stumbled into him for the first time. Me, I would never argue with a John. God forbid. Now, that God forbidden one, right? But I can create content off of it. He put himself out there, right? But I can also educate other people. I say, Baba, don't come and sound like this, okay? If you say, I can't marry a person that's bringing other people's children into my house, maybe we can have a conversation at that point. We can say, okay, so all you have to do is stay out of the way, the lane of single mothers, because I don't know why you will fall in love with a person that you deem that way. So that thing doesn't even exist in the first place. If you have so much to say about single mothers, you're probably not going to fall in love with them. Now, I don't know why you will feel a need, a urge, a shalaye urge to convince other people to not fall in love with who they fall in love with. It has to be something personal. Okay? It has to be personal. So thank God another Igbo man is now checking him and say, what Igbo culture?
Not my own Igbo. Not our own, not my own Igbo. Maybe your own Igbo.
Maybe your own Igbo, the Anambra type. I be the which one? What are the Igbo states out there? The Enugu state one. I be the Anambra type. I be the Aba. Right? Which one? Or Abia? Which one is he talking about? He's a confused man. There's nothing else there, right? Somebody say, may Almighty Allah bless and protect all single mothers out. Amen. Y'all are amazing and hero. Okay. Not an Igbo culture. Most single mothers are people who are absolutely, actively trying to better the community, because oftentimes they have to sacrifice a lot for their children, right? In order to still have them being better persons in society, right? So I'm not sure what a man will comprehend that is going to benefit from shooting them down. I don't understand. If there's a conversation to be had about keeping the family units together, we can have that conversation. We can have that conversation, absolutely, right? But if you have a need to bash single mothers, that's personal, and you're a weirdo. Anyway, not my own Igbo, I beg. I can love anyone. Chidi say, nah, the Igbo. I don't know what that is. Single mothers don't mark this one face as exhibit 1. I protect all the single mothers with the blood of Jesus. Gentlemen, listen to me carefully. Listen to me carefully. It is your responsibility to protect single mothers. Let me explain. Before I explain, first of all, though, let me explain to you. Do you want to raise children in this same society? Do you want to raise your own, quote unquote, your own children in this society? You want to? Come here.
Sorry, oh.
Yeah. If you want to do that, you have to make it your responsibility not to marry single mothers, because that's the one, I'll be that one. But in terms of protecting them, right, that becomes your responsibility. Why? Because the society is your responsibility, right? I didn't say it's your fault. If you need to use the word fault, feel free. It's your fault, okay? But it's your responsibility. Why? Because you claim you want to protect your own children. If you're going to protect your own children, then you have to take responsibility for the single mothers, because the reality is that the same, how you said it's plague everywhere, they're everywhere, okay? Why? Obviously, there are issues with the men that impregnated them or their ability to keep a home together, right? It is your responsibility. It is in your best interest to make it your responsibility. That you should marry them, no, that's your own problem. Nobody asking you to marry anybody. That's your own personal problem. So in other words, if you come out into the public and you run your mouth anyhow at single mothers, directly or indirectly, right, quote unquote, you're being a simp. That's what that is, by the way. But let's just allow you to call names, or call us the name first. Okay. Hold on.
Sorry, oh.
Let's allow you to do that. Whatever. Semantics, right? But then you have to face people like me and Mike. Because you are dangerous for society. Your mouth is dangerous for society. Yeah. Sorry. All right. Did I say sorry? So if a man abandons his family, the woman should abandon the children to avoid being labeled a single mom. Nonsense and ingredients. Not to welcome, Jerry. What have we done wrong, Lobaton? Are you a single mother, Oshe? If a man chooses to leave a woman by herself with a child, what should the woman do? Throw her child away? No, that's not. There's a conversation to be had around keeping the family unit together, or making sure that there are matured, manly figure in the life of your children, especially the young men, because children learn from examples more so than what you say, right? There's a conversation to be had around that, and there's a more healthier way to have that conversation. And I'd rather have that conversation another day, not with John involved in the conversation, because this kind of conversation is water diluted down to just bashing people for no reason, unfortunately, right? So let me face him first, okay? People like him, they need to be shut down in society when they talk. And it's not just about this specific guy, but there are many of them that they are plaguing everywhere on the internet. So we have to keep checking them, right? I doubt any single mom is checking for him either. He's arguing like single moms are begging him to marry them. No, there's something personal there, and it's only a matter of time before we find out, okay?
What problem do you have with single mothers?
All right, so let me see here. Koro Onwe Boy, I don't know what that is. His life is choice. Single moms out there will definitely find a suitable man. That's a fact. Not only that, simps like him, they tend to be the fastest to fall in love with single mothers. Okay, so he might have fell in love with a single mother in the past, and that one don't say, hey, you don't know how to talk, and then he collected shege from that one.
Sorry, oh.
So he's trying to oversimplify the reason why he collected shege to the fact that that person had been a single mother before. We will find out. It's only a matter of time. Somebody will come and tell us his story. Shebi, this is his face on public platform, right? We do not only have single moms, we also have single dads too. And being a single mom or dad does not automatically make you bad, unsuitable person for relation. It doesn't. If anything, that's a person with experience. They are more receptive to the lessons that life can present because they've been through it, right? They've hit some kind of rock bottom. They can receive some of those lessons even better. That's why you will see me be fast to call a 40-year-old man single, never be married, a red flag first, before I call a 40-year-old man divorce a red flag. Okay, because they have experience and they're in a place where they've learned something, and they are more receptive to the lessons that life has to offer. Dear single mothers, focus on yourself and keep growing. If you are in this situation, you will come to light. When you do, you will continuously aim to be. So these are people are just praying for them. Let me see the comments on let me follow Chidi Mike Cars. I will never let another man's child live in my house. Okay, and then with a laugh, Daddy Free say, John, no, because he's a clown. That's why. Somebody said, now your boy, Daddy Free, you called the Bam well, John, no, as the name implies. You feel done here talk like see this John. They was talking like that on Daddy Free's platform, you know. Depressed John, hope you heal fast. Heesh, ouch. Come here, John. Come here, John.
Sorry.
She said, I have raised my son alone. He's 18 and he's the best. That's awesome. But you know, this conversation is a lot more deeper than that. I'm sure your child is probably a type A, collect honors multiple times over and all those kind of stuff. But the collection, the collection. I said collection. Yes, the collection and the conversation is much deeper. Now, that's why I said it's the responsibility of men. There's a conversation we have at the society level, not individuals. So when you give us your own experience, right, which is awesome, there's also another conversation where we look at data across the board, and when we look at children coming out of single parenthood. It's not, you can't change your situation, but if you were getting into a single parenthood situation right now, as a default, not fault, as circumstances might present itself, you might need to be aware of what the numbers are so that you can mitigate the risk of that, because the reality is that there are risks, you know, there are risks associated with that, but that's the responsibility of men, not the other way around. Yes, I said that. Anyway, let me bring Tima. Hello, Tima.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you? How are you?
My personal person. What's going on with you?
Nothing much. Nothing
You have forsaken us all this time.
Oh my God, what a prestige. The life is lifing. The life is lifing. That's what it is. But,
Oh.
We thank God, yeah?
Well, good to hear from you. Yeah.
Same here. Hello, everybody.
Yep. So, I'm sure you have you have a free day today.
You know, for whatever reason, number one, I don't get a notification from you anymore. I changed my phone. I don't know if that has a lot of reason to do with that.
It might be, yeah.
I don't know, you know, and I'm so bad with technology, like, okay. And then my schedule kind of changed, so I'm just...
I see.
Yeah.
I see. All right. So since you said that, let me just say this really quickly for everybody watching. At 12 p.m. New York time, we drop videos. At 5 p.m. New York time, every day we drop videos. On Saturdays, for now, I'm going live. Okay. On Saturday, but we're dropping videos. I see that some people watch the live session and then they don't really watch since they know it's the videos coming from the live session. So those videos will be unique to you. You'll be watching them for the first time, at least for the next several weeks here. So make sure you're watching them at 5 p.m. If you watch 3 videos in a row, the the notifications will also wake up, because the algorithms is managing how much notifications they're sending out based off of how you engage. So that's why, yep. So, yep. Anyways, good to have you back.
Good to be here.
Yeah. So, what do you think so far with this one we're covering here?
You know, I mean, you know, what does I never end, yeah? What I was thinking in my head was that, first of all, is he even married at all? Like, has he ever been married before? Single mother, no single mother, you know, like, because again, if you never try one, how do you know the other one is not a good choice? You know what I mean?
Right.
So like you said, I'm guessing the same thing, like maybe one of the single mother just
somebody showed him shaggy. Somebody showed him shaggy, yeah.
And he kind of internalized everything, like, you know, you know, all these your single mothers, you know how it is when one person hurts you and you want to put that one person to everybody else.
You say it's everybody. You see, that's just how it is.
And
everywhere.
like you said, it's so dangerous when you have to put
it is
based on one experience, and everything else is bad, you know.
Yeah.
Very dangerous space to be. I don't know how people manage to even, you know, it's full of anxiety if you have to live like that, to be honest.
He's afraid. He's a guy who is walking on eggshell in his own life.
Yeah, his own life, It's a careful life to live.
Yeah. That's why I don't even like the statistics. to a large extent, because we know what the statistics says about children coming out of single parent household, but we also know that some of those statistics are collected in certain neighborhoods or certain section of people. So if you stumble into the wrong statistics, right, which you don't know where they collected the sample for that statistics, as much as that statistics sounds like, oh, all children coming out of single parenthood are just bad, that's dangerous. Because if you already feel like your child is a little bit problematic at age 13, 12, instead of you to engage that situation with knowledge, right, engage it with let me talk to someone, there's something we can learn here. You might even start to regret and start reflecting back on, maybe I should have stayed in a terrible marriage. Maybe you will start coming up with all kind of crazy solutions that really doesn't solve the issue. Your issue at that point is that child, not the statistics. And the issue of John is the statistics. He needs to go and face that one, right? It's case by case by case by case, because we're human beings and we're not just a bunch of ants walking around in a group, you know. So that is just a dangerous conversation altogether, because I think it's either you're sowing fear into the into the minds of people, which means they can't really operate from an intentional standpoint if they're always fearful, because he's projecting his own fear on everybody else.
On everybody else, absolutely. And then, you know, and my worry always is for people who would take whatever he's saying just as it
they
is.
Take it as truth.
Without
Yes.
giving his experience. You know what I mean? They will take what he's saying, but they don't have his experience. You see?
Yeah.
So and then they will take it and run with it. You know, those are always my worry for people who cannot. You have to separate your reality from everybody else's reality, you know?
Please, yeah, because I always talk about the principles are the same here, but how it applies to everybody is different, is unique. You know, which is what I think people are trying to say when they say do you know. But we have to be very, very careful with that. Please be careful with the statistics. Be careful. It's just the same thing with divorce, right? You see all this rate of divorce, you might force yourself into being in a bad situation because you see the rate of divorce. That's a bad idea, you know. So yes, D says, if my memory serves me right, John is a single father himself. So he made a woman a single mother somewhere, right? So now we should judge him. Imagine we sit around and start judging him and say
somebody knows him, like somebody know.
Yeah, he was a regular feature on that fish show.
Oh, there you go. So now we're talking. Now we're talking. You know?
Yeah, he was kicked off of that platform because they asked him to apologize to some women he was disrespectful for, according to somebody earlier on. So, and then he decided not to come back again because they asked him to apologize. The same thing we did to Ekene here, basically. Ekene APC Bishop. Yeah, somebody said the man is Africanized. This is a curse. Sorry, this is a disrespectful to all of us African men. He's not Africanized, okay? He's just being lame. That's all that is. Children are blessings. I can marry a single father automatically. His child and children are mine, and that's on period. Well, men need to start thinking that way. The reality is that men don't necessarily associate those things as equal, because the man is different from a woman in our society. But men need to start seeing it that way, because the reality is that if you're this gung-ho on the idea of marrying a single mother, there's a good chance that you tend to fall in love with those type or get attracted to them. And because that's the only reason why you're engaging that conversation with such passion, right? There's something personal there. Or maybe your mother was a single mother. Either way, it needs some level of healing. Somebody said, wow, so what do we do as single mothers? All you have to do is be the best version of yourself always. That's it. That's all you have to do. That will drive everything else you need to know. Okay? That will drive it. Nobody's life, of course, including John's, obviously, is perfect. Nobody's life is perfect. Right? So, you don't just look at this and say, why is this one talking like this in public? Okay, just leave him alone. Just keep it going, right? And just continue to engage, becoming a better version of yourself. Single mother, single father, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Nobody's life is perfect at the end of the day. Somebody said, when you give birth to a female child and she has a child or lost her man and the only option is to live with you, please stick to your word. No. Let me tell you, this is what I feel about that one right there. This is what I feel.
We go explain because no evidence.
John does not care. Okay.
You know, people like John.
Yeah.
Like have have dialogue with. You know what I mean? Like
intellectual dialogue.
Exactly.
He's made up his mind. Yeah.
Like it's a waste of time if you have to engage someone like
absolutely.
Such a waste of time. Yeah.
Yeah. And then somebody in all caps says, so many single mothers here. I guess this person's trying to make a point that they are epidemic everywhere. I'm going to group this person together with John, and they'll collect.
Sorry.
The reality is that there are so many single mothers that you consider an epidemic in our society. Men are responsible for that. Dum-dums. Okay. Not only are men responsible for that, men should hold themselves responsible for that if they don't like that. He is a melancholic individual haunted by childhood trauma. Lubaton, what's the diagnosis? Seeking solace in his cultural identity as a shield against bitterness. Ouch. He needs a therapist and God's mercy. Not the God mercy.
Sorry.
I couldn't have said that better. Jesus. So I said, John here again, oh, but your child is living in another man's house. Okay, so somebody remembers what D remembers. Somebody is talking about him right now. But your child is living in another man's house. A single father who hates single mothers. Clown emoji. Igbo culture does not forbid it. There is something called unkuchi nwai in Igbo culture. It is the act of inheriting a relative's wife in the course of the death of a husband. It happens in Yoruba land too. It's called Wanshiyon Lokpo. And the culture enables you to birth with her. Yes, same thing in Yoruba land. At least up to recent times, as in a couple of tens of years ago. In Igbo culture, a man is also permitted to marry a single mother with her child. These are facts. Right? So which culture is John talking about? John, come here.
Sorry.
But Ben, I know hear you now. But Ben, don't stop it. Come and say something. The link is pinned to the top if you want to chime in on this conversation, please. It is diagnosis for me. I know, right? Lobaton see online psychoanalyze the nonsense out of him. Yes, it's like liberate marriage in the Bible. Okay, so it's in liberate marriage in the Bible. Okay, so even for Hausa land now, normal thing now, and that's part of the way men hold themselves responsible, accountable for the society, because want to keep the family units together. Once that person had the children, for your brother, your older brother, or your father, yes, even father, they allow that to keep the family unit together, right? Because the reality is that the family unity is the cornerstone of our society. So if we believe so strongly in that, no grown man should be running around the internet talking about it does not allow another man's child in his house. No responsible man should be opening their mouth anyhow and talking like that. Okay, but ladies, listen to this.
Sorry.
Listen to this. This conversation is coming out from a real place. Okay? It's not enough to call John lame. There's a conversation that's been had here. Okay? And it's particularly with how human beings nurture and build relationships. Especially when it's meant to go into marriage. We're not talking about...
thing,
yes, please.
Another thing is, people need to pay attention, especially for whether you're a single mother or a single person, individual, right? When you are dating somebody, you need really to pay attention and hear them out. Hear the word that's coming out of their mouth.
Out of their mouth, right?
Oh my God, please.
You hear the words coming out of your mouth. Are you paying attention?
Yes, pay attention to all of that and believe. When they say something, believe them. Don't say, if this or that, because before you say something, it's already go through your brain before it come out of your mouth. So it's already processed. So it's processed somewhere unconsciously inside of you. So women or men, pay attention when you give someone a time enough, they will
Yeah.
talk. And when they talk, please listen. Please.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. So, but Aben says, don't want to offend anyone, MOP. On topics like this, it's hard to be honest because people will be offended. So let me give it a shot. Okay, ladies, listen to me carefully. Okay, there's a conversation to be had here. It's not simple. It's not enough to call John lame. John is lame. I can't change that. Okay, what we can change, like Auntie Tima just said, is what you are attracting. Okay, if you end up attracting a man and for some reason the marriage does not work out, when that marriage doesn't work out, there's certain types of men, there's certain types of way they behave too. Imagine if you end up with a baby father like John. Just imagine that for a second. Okay, that's a terrible idea, right? Exactly. So it's not even about shaming divorce itself. It's about understanding that at a larger scale, societal level, macro level, single parenthood have a tendency to create certain type of people when it comes to their skills in relationships. They can be the smartest, intelligent, have PhD, all of that. I'm sure you will do a fantastic job when it comes to that, right? But the relationship trauma has funny ways that they show up in children's lives later on, and even sometimes in the relationship they have with you, right? So, but when they so now that also doesn't mean it's guaranteed if they are in the same parent household, right? Sorry, in a married couple's household, it's not guaranteed either, right? Because there's many people also that are raising terrible children out of two-parent household. But there's something known from studies that there's certain types of behavior that come out of single-parent household, and that's a conversation that we need to also continue to have. Not so you can get stuck inside of a bad marriage. It's so you can know the risk of the fact that unfortunately you find yourself in that position, just like you would behave when in the corporate world. In the corporate world, there's something we do with risk. I forgot the acronym. I think I forgot the acronym right now. Some risk you accept, some risk you mitigate. Some of you might know it. Some risk you accept, some risk you mitigate, some risk you push it to other people's responsibility, or you find, there's some things you do with risk. It's called risk assessment, and when you analyze the risk, you assess it and you take an action about it. The one you accept, you just know that it's just part of life. For example, having to drive to work every day, that's risky, isn't it? Right? You accept that, right? So there's nothing in life that's not risky, but when you know better, you do better. You accept. If you are going to become a single parent, you are aware of what the statistics says, what the numbers says, and then you put measures in place to mitigate that risk, right? So case in point, if you know you have boys, right, just teaching them theory on how they should treat women is not enough. That's not enough. Okay, that's your own idea of how they should treat women, right? And there are nuances in that, right? Then you end up with a child that doesn't know how to protect himself when the woman is just being a shege banza person, right? Because they taught him, the only thing they taught him is how to treat women nice all the time, and he doesn't know how to take care of himself first. So there are nuances there that you have to pay attention to. So it's not absolute here, it's case by case by case by case, but you should be aware that single parent household does have a tendency, doesn't have to be your story, to create. So you now know that, and then you put measures in place to mitigate that. So it might be a fatherly figure, or uncle, or your own father, their grandfather, even on the other side, making sure that there's a manly presence in their house, because the world we live in needs masculine and feminine presence in a balanced way to create what we have today and that we enjoy, right? To create the sexual polarity or general polarity that we require to make the world balanced out. Okay, so that's a conversation to be had. It's just that you don't want to engage, you don't want to end up in an argument with a John on the internet. It will end up bashing you personally, right, due to his own personal problems, right? And then you won't get to the end of the conversation. You won't even get what we're talking about, right? The idea is the family unit, keeping them together and doing whatever it takes. Now, obviously, in 2024, nobody's going to ask you to marry your, God forbid something happens, right, to marry your husband's older brother. If something happens, right, nobody's going to ask you. The reality is 2024 and people have the option of divorce, especially when the other person is moving mad. That's the reality. right? So now every new solution creates new problems. That's just life, right? So you need to be aware of what those problems are so that you can assess, analyze and mitigate those risks. And there's nothing special about that. We all have risk that we have to worry about, right? Then we just put measures in place to mitigate those risks. Very important. So that's part of the conversation that I think we can have, that Brother Ben is afraid of not offending anybody. If anybody is offended with everything I just said so far, then that's fine. That's okay too. Life is okay for people to be offended, right? That's okay. One day, we understand better, or they will understand better. It's one of the two that will happen at some point. What do you think about that, Tima?
You've said it all, because at the end of the day, it's like there's a personal responsibility that everybody have to take, whether you are a single mother, single father, a single person with no kids, and all of that. If you are involving yourself with anyone, I think it's your own responsibility to make sure that it is what you want, and what you are saying is real. It's not like somebody is trying to manipulate you into something, and then you realize later, oops, this is not, I didn't know, this and that, And I think we have expanded enough in this lifetime to know there's enough information actually to teach us, how to be a better version of ourselves every time, whether you're a man,
every time, regardless, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even if you don't have money to pay somebody to tell you what your inadequacy is, you can Google all of those things. I mean, to sit with a person is better. To sit with a coach and a therapy is better. And what that guy actually he need a one-on-one.
Yep.
Of a person, just to kind of give him a little mentorship,
That's it. The same reason why you might drop your children off at a kung fu fight so that they can learn self-defense. Just life is risky, Same exact reason. But I'm sure there are many single mothers who know this, and they're doing well at those small things. In fact, some of them end up with responsibility that's a lot of weight on them. By the time they start rediscovering themselves in their 40s, in their 50s, you'll find that they've done well for themselves. There are many people like that. Now, the ones that have not done well also have the tendency to occupy the rest of the media, and that's the story you tend to hear. Or the people that are looking for such stories, they will find such stories all the time. Okay, so shout out to all the single mothers that are doing fantastic job out there. I just wanted to highlight that so that we don't think that this conversation was a real conversation that is being hijacked by the Johns out there, and we have to be careful where you're listening to. Chindema, thank you for that. Ola has been hinting about the other side of the conversation. There is more than one truth, and all are welcome. Absolutely. There are many irresponsible single mothers, that is for sure, but the truth is that if a man leaves a woman with children, there is nothing she can do other than look after her children. That's it. And she's going to always operating from being a woman, because she's a woman. That doesn't mean less than, it just means one-sided, right? That's just what it is. You live out with no other choice. Maybe you left to save your own life too. I don't know. I can't judge you for that. But you too, that you're leaving children with a single mother, you need to know that there's risk associated with you. Forget her for a second. With you not being in the life of your children, right? What are you doing as a man to mitigate the risk of that?
One thing again,
yes.
A lot of people like John, whatever his name is, I think they're looking for somebody to hold their hand and tell them, go and come and be the father of your child, because if they don't get their way with their baby mama, then everything is the fault of their baby mama.
Yeah.
The fact that they refuse to make effort to see their children is the fault of their baby mama.
Yes.
The fact that the relationship didn't work, she took my child away, is the fault of the baby mama. And for so many men like that, they need to go seek an internal help, and please God help them to realize that, it takes two adults to raise these children. So don't leave a single mother or a single father with no choice other than, because if you drop the ball, guess who's going to pick it up?
She's going to have to pick it up.
Yes, we have to pick it up. That's it. You know?
Now, I'm hearing somebody in my spirit asking, is the same thing true for or true for a single father who the mother moved on or something. First of all, that's not the typical situation. Second of all, if you end up being a single father, maybe she's a drug addict or something crazy, which is typically the only reason why they will give you custody. Something crazy, something out of, or she's just belong to the streets, right? If you end up with that kind of situation, there is risk as well, okay? Remember, there's also emotional risk associated with this, right? There's children that will end up not having their mother around them, or continue to have these questions. Why? There are men today who continue to question, how come my mother don't love me? The abandonment issue, right? So that's a risk, not because you are wrong, not the same way, not because the single mother is wrong. It's because that situation presents a risk that needs to be mitigated somehow. So you're going to need a lot more than common sense to mitigate the risk of even being a single father, right? Because it's because of the society is built around the ideology that a mother and a father, when anything looks different from that, it becomes the definition of what we call what's the word I'm looking for? It becomes the anomaly, right? But it becomes what's the word? It becomes the word bastard, literally, okay? Because it kicks against the ideal, right? It becomes, there's a word I'm looking for, right? But it makes you question how good you are if you're too far from what you consider to be the ideal, or what people call the societal norm, right? And there's not necessarily anything wrong with you, but that's how the mind interprets that, right? And that shows up in your behavior in society. So we're not going to pretend that that's not going to create some kind of issues that needs to be addressed at some point on either side. That's just real life, right? But that needs to be addressed in a constructive manner, not somebody sitting on the internet and just fighting his own destiny with his own words. O'Shea says, let me see, but O'Shea, are they irresponsible because they are single mothers, or are they just irresponsible? Let me go back a little bit. There are many responsible mothers. Okay, all right, so that's what this is. Are they responsible because they are single mothers, or they are just irresponsible? A man abandoning his family is the biggest irresponsibility. Let's dissect the word responsible. I think people really associate the word responsible or irresponsible with good or bad. It's neither. Okay. Response, the word response, how you respond to issues of life, how you respond to activities, crisis. We talk about that here all the time. Crisis, conflict in life, how you respond is basically what we're calling irresponsible or responsible. If a person is responsible, that means they are capable, they have the skills, they are willing and able to respond to crisis and help mitigate the damages that can come from such crisis. Okay. So just as if I say I'm holding myself responsible does not mean negative. It just means I see something bad and I'm going to do something about it to make it better, right? So if we say somebody is irresponsible, it can mean they're not willing or they're not able, or both, right? Sometimes they're not willing, right? And they are able. That's the one we tend to think irresponsible is. But sometimes when they are willing but they're not able, that's also still irresponsible. Okay, in this conversation, in this context of this conversation, okay, but because we've used it for so long to be abusive word, meaning we are abusing a person with it, right? It's taking on a new meaning. Understand, okay? But when you hold yourself responsible, right? It didn't mean you were irresponsible for it. You're now saying, I want to engage that situation and help in making it better. So with that being said, if a person is irresponsible single mothers, it could be because they are willing but they are not able. Majority of what I said earlier on with regards to the statistics coming out of single parent household, especially if it's a single mother situation, is they are willing but they're not able with respect to the society and what is expected as ideal in society. There are too many nuances in it, but we start when you're aware. It's half the battle won. Just being aware that there's a risk associated with anything that push against what the society considered norm. it doesn't mean you can kick against the society. But like I always say, you better know what you're doing, because when you swim against the trend, okay, you might just drown if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, let me see here. Brother Ben is in the house. I'm going to bring you up in a second, brother. What I mean by irresponsible is that they keep having children everywhere as a single mother. Some have different children with different fathers, so they complicate issues for themselves. That's a good point. That's also irresponsible, and a lot of time they're doing it from a place of ignorance, right? Okay, because I know people personally that are just having children from a place of pure ignorance, right? When you know better, you do better. And then when you find yourself in that situation already, you say, oh, well, this is life. Let's see what we can do about it to still make life awesome, right? Awesome. Many men are running away from the responsibility of family life, and women are left to hold things together. Yeah. Yep. And like I said, responsibility doesn't mean you're a bad man. It just means sometimes you think you're getting away with something, but yeah, eventually you go collect. Solom Collier Breast Cancer Foundation, welcome. Only an irresponsible parent will ignore raising their kids. Yes. Okay, but keep in mind, irresponsible now, think a little bit deeper about it. Remember, we don't really gain anything from shaming anybody. Just like we kick against John earlier on, we want people to listen, right? We want them to actually receive the information, not just to abuse them, right? Sometimes we need to look deeper why both parties went their separate ways. No, all the time we need to look deeper to why both parties went their separate ways. We can first of all go with it did not work. That it did not work. If it was working, they would be together. Right? And that you need to look at that and hold on to that honesty and be honest with that and be honest with ourselves in that space. Like that, I tried, it did not work. That should not be a crime ever. Okay, if anybody try to paint that as a crime, they are lame. Okay, that is true. Again, like I said, there are multiple truths about this topic. All are valid, but Afro netizen also afraid to be honest, as though there's only one side to the story. Speaking of Afro netizen, I have my brother here. What's going on, brother Ben? How are you, sir?
Hey, bro, what's up, bro?
How are you? You know they work, chat. You get time for me today?
I'm actually off this weekend, but it's my final at school, so
so you did study small.
Oh, it's been crazy all this while. You can see that I didn't join some of your live.
Yeah.
First and foremost, the time you were going live is usually when I'm rounding up at work, doing my documentations. And
the 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
No, the
late night one, right?
Yes. So
that one is
actually
wrong.
at work at that time.
I've learned my lesson. We're not going to do that one anymore. We did that last week.
But the 5 p.m. on usually like it's like my downtime at work.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 4 o'clock where I live, so
right.
I usually
Central
have
time.
like maybe just 1 or 2 patients to attend to between 4 and 6. So that's why I was able to kind of like follow you up when you were having that.
Right.
Yeah, shout out to all my sisters in the building.
Shout out to O'Shea. Shout out to you. She's a single mother apparently, and it sounds like she's done a great job. 18 years, no baby.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That one a super momo.
Yeah.
Shout out O'Shea. Shout out Chidima, my one and only police sister. I did her like tomorrow no day.
Yeah.
I actually decided to come in because Chidima is already saying that I'm afraid I'm running away and stuff like that.
Because you don't like to say honesty. You're also afraid you don't want to be honest because you don't want to offend.
Yeah, brother, you know me now. At least you've known me for a while now. I'm the kind of guy that I like to say the way I feel it, you know. And sometimes it will come across like, oh, this guy decreased me. Why you could tell something like this? And on the flip side, I'm a realist, you know. I get to understand this world from 2 perspectives. People like to go with the theory while they ignore the reality. And me, I'm a kind of reality-based kind of guy. Like theory will always tell you, when you read books, you listen to audio, everything, people will always tell you, this is how you do it. This is how it's going to happen. This is kind of behavioral disposition you should have. You know, like everybody kind of have that mindset now that this is what is expected when you are married. This is what your man should be doing. This is what your woman should be doing. But bro, like, thank God you've been in this marriage business for so very long now. You know that things don't turn
it doesn't always pan up that way.
So, and that has always been the angle I always come from. Like, look, theoretically, people will tell you, the expert will tell you, oh, your husband should be this, your wife should do that. But when you get into it, life will happen to both of you, and then the script will change. So now, are you ready for that reality? So for me, even when I'm doing any show on my own YouTube or anything, or even if it's just ordinary discussion with friends and colleagues, I like to look at the reality, and I like to prepare people for what might come. You know, that's why when we were in the Prestige family and we were talking about culture and everything, I stood my ground that, look, no matter how you paint it, if you're going to have a marriage, a good marriage, you have to factor culture and tradition into your relationship. If you're a Nigerian, an African, even if you live in America for 20, 30 years, and you think you're going to marry to an African man, and you're just going to assume that, oh, he's in America now, we have to do it the American way. My sister, the marriage will blow up in your face. But the moment you understand that this is a man, forget the education. He might be a professor, he might be an engineer, he might be an American Harvard trained person. The fact that he's a Nigerian and he still has connection with his people back in Nigeria, and he still believes in the Nigerian norms and cultural values, you better factor that into your relationship or everything will explode. So that is why when you started this topic with John and his expression and everything, just like, you know what? This is not the type of conversation I want to,
because of the cultural aspect of it.
Exactly. And here is the thing. Now, John, to me, I don't really like the guy from the time I saw him on Daddy Free Show. He sounds to me like an ignorant. I'm sorry to say, I don't know him. He doesn't offend me. I just feel like the way.
Wait, you know what offend John too? We can offend John now. Look at the way he's running his mouth on the internet.
He's entitled to his own opinion. The only thing is that some people.
But I'm entitled to how I respond to his opinion now.
Yeah, but you know, on this platform, on this Man of Prestige platform, you have said it over and over again that people should learn awareness. You should be aware of your environment, of your surrounding. You should be aware of what's going on. You've also
read the room.
Occasion that when you get into a place, you read the room, and it doesn't matter. The room can be a virtual room. When you are saying something online, you got to pay attention that, hey, this is the internet. Whatever I said, people might take it differently. You know. So when he first made that statement on that Free Show that, oh, I don't like single mom, I can't marry single mom, I can't do that, I'm like, dude, you are so dumb, man. This is not how you discuss.
And Daddy Freeze married a single mom of about 50 people. So if anybody's going to be offended by that, Daddy Freeze should be offended by that. So he let him run for a while, Abi.
Yeah. So my thinking was that, okay, he is not the only one. I heard you say earlier on that, no, Nigeria men, we don't think like that. No, brother. To be candid, from my own point of view, though I may not have the statistics.
No, go ahead, please.
Back it up.
Go ahead.
Practically, 70% of Nigerian man mindset will not marry a single mom.
Mindset. You just put a caveat to it. Mindset.
That's what I'm saying now.
So let me ask you a question. Did they end up marrying single mom in reality?
Oh, say that again. There was a glitch. I didn't get that.
Yeah, I said I agree with the mindset part. Do they end up marrying single moms in reality?
Some of them do, some of them don't.
That's what we're saying now.
They date single mom.
They date single mom
every now and then.
Exactly, my point.
So it's only when it comes to marriage that's what they will like. You don't get one picky, you don't get two picky, and all those.
But allow me make I engage you small, right?
No problem.
It's only when they are running their mouths. You are absolutely correct that the mindset of a person that has not found themselves in that position is no single, perfect, ideal. You've never had children before. That's on both sides, men and women. That's what they're looking for. That's mindset, right? That's preference. But when you settle down in life, you find out that your preference is not just preference, right? So, but when you become a grown-ass man like John, we expect you to be more connected to the reality than when 18, 19, 20-year-old is running their mouth, or where somebody's mother is saying, this is my preference, so they are allowed to have their preference, okay? But the reality that we have, correct me if I'm wrong, is that people marry single parents all the time.
Of course. But
usually because they fall in love. They didn't know that they had the children before they fell in love. You know, just how life works, right? And then like, you have children. I take my head enter this one though. I know I plan something different, but I like this person.
Yeah. And
that's
also
the reality.
And also, sorry, brother. Some of them married single mom for what they can gain from her.
Sure, it might be paper, right? It might be other things. Maybe the person is rich.
Especially if the lady is the one that have really found her feet, she's doing well, and all that. Yeah,
right.
They marry single mom that are doing well, that has money, status, and all that they can took advantage of, and that won't even stop them from cheating on them again.
Like even the statement you just made is correct, but let me bring it down to emotional level, right? They marry the single mother for what they want out of the single mother. What about emotional stability? What about this woman make you feel safe?
Of
emotionally. See, is that not benefit? Nobody is marrying anybody if they don't feel some level of benefit at emotional level anyway. Everybody wants something, they're getting something. So that's even at emotional level. That statement is still true. Some people is maybe finances or paperwork or whatever, right? That would be the extreme, and that's kind of evil if you look at it on the surface only, right? People do what they have to do when it comes to survival. But what about at an emotional level? You fall in love with who you fall in love with. It's not the ideal situation, but you align them, it make you feel safe. You just say, they do them. The link is pinned to the top, Chidima. It's pinned to the top, but let me drop it again. Let's see. There you go. I'll drop it again. Yeah, feel free to call in, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a conversation.
Can I say something?
Yeah, please,
right now,
please, now, bro. Yeah.
Now, let me be honest with you, as my real self. You know now. I will talk my mind.
So you have been lying to me basically for the last few minutes.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I just wanted to be vulnerable just a little bit so we can have at least a concrete discussion. Do you know that a 25 years old, 30 years old, even 35 years old me will not marry a single mom?
Just talk to me. Why not?
Okay, cool. Now, when you are 30, 35, all your mindset is to marry somebody younger, somebody who don't have a child, somebody you're going to start a family with. All right?
Yeah.
And again, if you live in Nigeria, 25 years old me, 30 years old me, I was living in Nigeria. If I live in Nigeria, I'm not going to do it because culture, tradition, what people will say. That is on one side. On the other side, baby mama drama. It's always there, we know. It's just that some women manage that drama way better.
They manage it so well.
Yes.
Okay.
So a 30, 25 years old Ben, even 35 years old Ben will not marry a single mom. Now, in my 40s now, I'm in my mid 40s now. Nothing will happen to my marriage in Jesus' name.
Amen. In Jesus' name.
Let's say I found myself being single now. Let me tell you, brother. When I see a good single mom that met certain criteria from me, I am all in, big time. I won't even care because now.
So I'm confused though. Will you do it or you won't do it? The first one you said, if you turn 35 with your mindset today, you won't do it. But now you are saying you will do it.
But now, in my mid 40s,
your 40s. Yes. Okay, your 40s. That was 35.
Yes.
That was 35. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Below. And why would I do it now? It's because now, first and foremost, I have a better understanding that my decision is mine alone. And if I get involved with this woman, we are going to live together. We are going to manage our family, our relationship together. Whatever people are saying, family talk, friends talk, is none and void as far as I'm concerned now.
That's a fantastic point. But I bet hold on 1 second. Chidima,
Can I say something really quick to what
No, hold on 1 second. Chidima, did you want to show your face? Abi, you want to mute the microphone? Sorry, the camera, Jerry. Nod if you want to show your face. Because I don't want to put her on the blast if she doesn't want that.
She's a
Chidima, I can see
beautiful
you.
woman. Put her face.
Okay, all right, good.
Have you seen her on social media? Very cute, oh.
Hey, no,
In fact,
I thought she was hiding her face. I'm only seeing thumbnails.
I'm hiding it. Brother Ben, why are you talking like that?
No, she has
I'm hiding.
pursue before I pursue. I like
Bring my face now.
All right, so hold on one second. Yeah, I see you. Let me say this. Then I want to let let me say this really quickly, and then I'll let him go. Right, to what Brother Ben said. Right. To what Brother Ben said. Hold on. Let me make sure. You mute for a second, Chidima, because you're feeding back. Let's see. Let me help her mute.
Okay.
Okay, she'll do that stuff. Okay, cool. So let me say this, right, to what Brother Ben just said. Brother Ben, I love how you put two references, right? The two references, which is when you were 35 and when you're 45. And I love how you said, because at your age, the last thing on your mind is what people will say, right? It's actually a known fact that the older people get, the less they care about what the world cares about, right? So I enjoyed when you really said that, you know. Let me go to Tima. Tima wanted to say something because you probably triggered something for her. Go ahead.
No, no, not really, but.
Signal. Stay with the signal. Are you there?
Hold on. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, I was going to say to the different age that Ben mentioned, right?
Stay closer to the mic. Make sure this is by your mouth.
How about now?
That's better.
Okay, it's like you know how we talk about self-awareness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
Yeah.
even a 25-year-old can have more self-awareness than more than 40-year-old. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
And then the level of your emotional intelligence and confidence play a role in not care about what people think, because your decision making, you are making decisions based on what you know and what you feel, and you depend on your own emotion and your intelligence to do so, right?
Yeah.
So whether you're a 25-year-old or a 45-year-old, the difference, you know how you say, maybe I will date a single mother now, or I won't date when I was 25 because of this reason and that reason. I think the main point in that is the 25-year-old have the ability of that self-awareness at that age, they will date a single mother because they know they are aware enough of what their needs are, right? And if they meet somebody who meets that criteria, whether it's a single mother or not,
right,
go ahead and do such. You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely. They will date a single mother when those needs are met, and they will not make that decision off of myopic stuff like you've had a children before or not. I agree with what Brother Ben is saying, that it is a mindset. Even our mothers said it into our head. Our mothers did not want us to get with a single mother. That's a fact. Okay, they didn't want that. So they will shame that single mother first, or they will even use certain languages that you won't, So, but if you are someone like me, it doesn't, my mother knows not to advise me in that way. She just knows better, because I will probably end up in an argument or some kind of debate back and forth. Like, why? What if? What? I will ask all the what ifs, and then I'll probably corner her somewhere, and then she will leave me alone, right? So, but it's a good point. Obviously, if everything else were being equal, right? The older you get, the more you gain wisdom with regards to some of these things. Some of the things we hold so much value to, we relax on it, But Brother Ben, do you have a response for that before I go to Chidima?
No, I think what she's saying is that nowadays a 25-year-old will go ahead and marry a single mother. Is that what my sister was saying?
No. She didn't say that. Okay. She's saying there are some 35 that have more emotional that she's basically acknowledging that it was basically that you gained more emotional intelligence over that period of time as you as an individual. That there are 35-year-old men that will have that wisdom to not use that as a gauge if a person is a fit or not, right? There are many other factors that goes into that. So, for example, if one of the major things you considered, because that thing is a traditional thing, you're right about that. That what would the world think, right? That's becoming less and less of a thing in this time and generation, right? Like we care a little bit less about what society think than what it used to be. I think we should still care. I think that's actually working against us too, right? We should, because that's what I call social intelligence, being aware of your surroundings, right? But only to an extent. You can't use it as an absolute, you know. So is that correct, Tima? Is that what you were saying, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, you know, where you are, you know what, experience sometimes actually help you better in developing those, emotions and awareness. You know what I mean? Sometimes your experience in life, just because you have a 40-year-old might not have the experience of a 25 or 35-year-old. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Your experience can actually broaden your vision in terms of and to get to know what are your needs are. And when you meet somebody who meets those needs, whether it's
or not,
you are focusing on the needs, not the label of this or his that.
Yes,
right?
Not as status as a single mother or not. Yes. Yeah. But I Ben said something earlier too that I want to address really quickly, which is I'm not sure if you addressed it that way, but correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you talk about the baby mama drama, right?
Yeah.
If the baby drama, baba drama, that thing is a default condition. This is what I mean. If that's an issue, we won't have to beg you not to marry her. You will just run away from it anyway, right? The reason why you might have fall for someone like that is because that person, like you said, contained it and managed it very well. So that becomes less of a factor, and what you fell in love with that person about becomes more of a factor, right? Now, with that being said, I wouldn't tell men to just rush into it without knowing a little bit about where's the source of this children or child, because you don't want somebody popping out of jail one day and saying I'm the father. No, you should be aware of that, right? You know, and then Chidima said, please let me say something, because you dropped out and you came back in. Come back in, Jerry, my sister. Talk to me, Chidima. You can talk now. You have to unmute yourself, shall.
Oh, okay. Carla, can you hear me? Good evening. Yeah. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mama.
How are you, Chidima?
Lolo.
Good evening, Bro Ben and Tima and whoever else might be.
Yeah, Lolo.
Yes.
Good evening.
So I want to start by talking about culture, since John mentioned it, and Bro Ben also said something about the culture, right? So, Bro Ben, let me start with John said something about Igbo culture. And then Bro Ben kind of dovetailed on Nigerian men have their culture. And even if they've lived in abroad so long, you'll be deceiving yourself as a woman to think that they are not you don't have to like follow the cultural norms if you're going to get with them. Something like that. Right, Bro Ben? That's kind of what you said. And,
yes.
I just want to say that in my experience, culture is relative. Let me use an example of how I was raised. I know I'm very, very detribalized. I grew up with Hausa, Yoruba, Calabar, even Ghanaians, all kinds of people. And my brothers, my cousins, we were all raised the same way. We were raised with one specific type of cultural norm that you must have to follow. Because it couldn't have worked in that environment where we grew up. We had to have been raised that way to be able to relate and live harmoniously with everybody. So that's how both my brothers, my cousins, these are African men, were raised. Now, Bro Ben raised up this issue in the Prestige Family WhatsApp group a while ago and asked me a question. And my response was, it depends on the man. To say definitively that every Nigerian man thinks the same way is wrong. I think it's wrong. Well, my opinion, I think it's wrong just because, like we are saying of John, don't bring in your personal experience and generalize. I think when we say all Nigerian men have a specific culture, it may not be true. We might say a great majority, but there may be people who were raised how I was raised or a different way. And they totally don't, like the Gen Z people, for example, you think that they're going to have this type of cultural stronghold? I don't think so.
No, they won't.
So
They won't.
are they less of a Nigerian man because they may not be so tied to the culture? They are still Nigerian men. They are just a different type of Nigerian men. So my point is, we have to accept the fact that not all Nigerian men are the same. I want Bro Ben to accept that fact. He's refusing to accept it.
Yeah, but Ben, your turn.
All right. Thank you, my Lolo, my online police.
Lolo.
Okay. Okay, Sister Chidima. Basically, I thank God that you are saying this now. I didn't know that was how it came across to you. I am not saying that all Nigerian men are kind of big on culture. Let's just make that clear. You know, what I'm saying is that, you know, I like to go by Bro Ola's principle, you know, being a relationship coach. And like I said, I love the way he put everything together and analyze them. So let me just use Bro Ola's opinion to explain my point. Awareness is a big deal. Since I've joined this platform, I've seen that awareness is kind of like one of the top 10 topics here.
Absolutely. Yep.
And no matter who we are or where we find ourselves or what type of relationship we end up, being aware of who are you dealing with is key. If you're not aware of the kind of man or woman you are dealing with and what that man or woman holds dearly, how do you intend to maintain the relationship? So that is why I'm emphasizing culture. Are you with me, Sister Chidima? Because
definitely we agree that 100%.
Okay, so because now,
no, some of us didn't hear it. Repeat it, please.
Me?
Yeah, repeat what you just said that they're all agreeing to.
No, I said we all agree that no matter who you are in a relationship, if you are not aware of your partner, what they hold and what they hold dearly to their heart, what they respect and stuff like
values.
that, there is no way you can have a very smooth, sweet relationship.
Yes,
and that's what they are agreeing to.
Right.
And it all brings us to this discussion of being self-aware. And like I said, not everybody in Nigeria embrace culture. Most of the men now, some of them don't even understand what culture is all about. Everybody just blend. They just flow with what is going. But men are wired differently from women. There are some men that the way they were raised, culture and tradition has been embedded in their DNA. Now, why some of them embrace certain aspect of their culture and let go those one that doesn't fit into modern relationship pattern, you have to know as a woman, and I usually use myself as an example. People ask me all the time, I have a lot of friends, a lot of people, single mom, single dad, you know, they talk to me so many times when they see me and my wife, what we do, how we relate and everything, they'll be like, Ben, what's going on? How you and your wife get this kind of chemistry? And I'll simply tell them that, well, for me, I think it is God's work. But on the part of my wife and myself, I think we've both understood each other to the point that we are aware of what triggers each other. You feel me now?
Yes.
And I always make fun of myself by making an example, making reference to cooking. That for me, my wife understands me to the point that she knows some shit that can happen, some big stuff that will happen that people and some other men man literally go crazy about. I will just laugh about it. But if I walk into the house, I'm hungry, there is no food, I can throw a fit. You get my scope now.
Yeah.
No? So that's what I'm saying about culture. Like, my wife is an Igbo. I'm a Yoruba.
Okay,
I'm not even a Lagos Yoruba. I'm an Ondo Yoruba, call Yoruba.
I beg you, you're a Lagos boy, Jerry. Hold on, but Ben. I know Ondo is far. It's truly far for you because you're a Lagos person. But I think Chidima is trying to say something back.
All right.
Then I have Ola Kidola. We're gonna have him talk too. Chidima, you did there? Chidima, I can't hear you.
Yes, please. I want to finish up because I have to go somewhere.
Okay, go ahead.
Ola, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
I can hear you.
So I love the fact that Bro Ben talked about awareness, and it reminds me of something you said at the beginning of the show. When you brought up the statistics of children raised in single parent homes, right? So it's just like when black parents teach their boys about police behavior because of certain things that we see happening in the news. You cannot deny that
Exactly.
these things happen, right?
Yep.
So you have to raise your voice with knowing how to behave. Maybe bend over backwards the way their other colored counterparts might not have to interact with the law enforcement, right? So these are things that I think it calls for a lot of wisdom. If you have a child with special needs, you have to have a certain awareness. If you're a single mom, you have to have. I think that's what Bro Ben refers to as being a realist. So that's why I'm saying there are multiple truths today. We have to bring in all our angles if we really have to have a conversation. You can't say, I'm a black mom, I'm raising two boys. I can't deny that I have to have that difficult conversation as they get older about interaction with law enforcement. I must have that conversation with them. In these United States of America, I must have that conversation.
Yep.
Otherwise, I'm fooling myself, right? And that reminds me of a video Chinyere sent me a few days ago because my older son is autistic. She sent me a video of an autistic boy, and in the comment section, also being raised by a single mom, coincidentally, someone made a comment and said, "This is the result of single in brackets black mother," something like that.
That's
And
stupid.
my blood boiled.
Of course
The
now.
reason my blood boiled is because I live in the Northeast and I attend a predominantly white church. They have a special needs ministry. In that ministry, 98% of the people that come are married people. And they
So
are
it
white.
doesn't make sense.
So I'm just wondering, why are we talking out of ignorance? Like, why do we have to be so ignorant, right? Now, that doesn't mean there is no reality to maybe he's had some sort of experience. I don't know. But like, I don't like ignorance. At the same time, I have to be aware that I'm raising a black boy. I have to be aware that he has special needs. And I have to be aware that I'm a single mom. Let me tell you something, Ola. Before I came to America, right? I used to see on TV our black sisters that are American, right? I used to see them, the single moms, portrayed in a certain type of way. And I bought into that stereotype. And I used to judge them like, oh, there are all these women that just like to have multiple kids with multiple fathers and just get welfare. Until I became a single mom. And I got the same judgment. I was married and divorced though. I didn't fit in that stereotype. But nobody's checking to know your story one by one. They lump all of you and judge all of you the same. I could have been a widow, but nobody cares to ask me, how did you become a single mom? We are all lumped and judged the same. So that became a very humbling experience for me. And God used it to teach me, don't judge people just because of how they appear. You don't know the backstory. You don't know. Oh, well, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chidima. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right. Was that satisfactory, Brother Ben? Should I go to Brother Ola?
Yeah. That's okay. Chidima,
All right.
She make a very valid point right there.
Valid point. Yeah. Brother Ola Kidola, how are you, sir?
I do.
You remember us today, eh?
No, I dey see culture.
Yes, so
We don't almost lose our culture. The culture is almost being gone in a way. You know, because special Nigerians that went overseas, both the men and women, you know, they lose it over there. You know, and losing it.
Do me a favor, turn down the thing making noise in the background. Do you have YouTube running in the background?
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't have no YouTube running in the background. I'm just on the stream.
You're on the stream? Oh, okay. Because I'm hearing the feedback. Let's keep going. Just make sure
Let me
nothing's running.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say is this: for us to be able to hold our culture, you have to really practice where you come from. It also depends where you were raised, how you've been raised. You tell me. So let's assume our fathers way back, they were polygamous, right? But they were at home, staying in this culture. So you could see how your father operate inside that polygamous. and be that you're in that doesn't mean that because you grew up in polygamy that you'll be in a polygamy also. But you see how to be with a partner, how to run a home as the man of the house. But what happened now in Nigeria, let me use Nigeria as an example. Especially those that are born or grew up in Lagos. The Lagos culture never really exists. Because Lagos culture was being created there. That's why you see start saying a lot of women having children, but there's no father around them. Because it's all about the money. You understand me? They go after this man for money. Then they get pregnant. Then the man doesn't really want to do it. Then they move up again. And if you, a child that grew up in such a culture, such a way of life, you will never know how to handle a culture because the mother of that kid will never really culturize about where it's coming from. Because that was, I use Lagos as an example. You understand me? So culture is where you are. What I mean, the real culture of being with a wife or a man or a woman, for better, for worse, like what we know. But this generation of Nigerians, it's all about the money. If the guy is hot in money, so having even Nigerians have a lot of single mothers there now because all run after this money of a thing. For those that went to United States, it's a total different ball game. You understand me? Because
let me ask you a question, sir. Did you watch the video we played in the beginning with John?
Who's John is that?
Okay, you didn't watch it. Let me play it for you now. Then I want to hear your take on it. Okay, I'll go play the video now in a second. Let's see. Where is John? Okay, John, they're here. Let's play this video.
What problem do you have with single mothers?
But I will never let another man's child live in my house. I forbid it. My culture does.
You will never let another man's child
live in my house. I forbid it, and my culture does.
Why?
I'm the only one that forbids it. The culture of the Igbos forbids it.
Not the culture of the Igbos. Not my own Igbo. Not my own Igbo. Not my own Igbo. Maybe your own Igbo. What problem?
Okay, so Barakidullah, you there with me, sir?
Yes.
So that's what somebody meant by culture.
Yes, but you see, the Igbo culture that is trying to portray is two ways also. We have to be honest also.
Okay.
Yes, in the real sense of that culture, even me myself, I don't think I will take care of another man's child.
Okay.
Because that child is never yours. You will never be patient enough for that child. You have to understand, do what you can do. Don't pretend to do what you cannot do. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
Because for you to have your own child, you have more patience to relate to whatever that child is doing. You have more patience to address some of his faults. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
But somebody else's child, you have to be very careful. The mother will always resent you. You understand me? The love you have. Look, first of all, if that lady have no charge for you, that's going to be a problem because the love you have, that love, you see, it's a baggage that is into this relationship already. The love that he have for you, just only love you for you to take care of his own child. So you're being used as kind of like a spare parts. You understand me?
So I received that. I received that. So you can't raise another man's child, but you are saying that's just you. Is that part of the culture? The reason why I played this is because you were talking about culture.
The culture, because I've never seen my father take care of somebody else's child. So it's a culture. It's a culture that why must you marry somebody that already have a child? Because it's going to be a baggage. Just the way you cannot marry a girl that the mother is from the mother is a single woman. Because if you have to check that background, why the woman left the man or things like that, woman already have some kind of character that it will induce that girl to say, if she's not good for you, leave him alone. You understand me? So it's not going to be a stable kind of real relationship. The daughter, hold on.
Sorry.
Yeah. Let him finish that thought.
The daughter have already seen that the mother already start living alone. So why must you go and marry a girl in a home that the mother is already a single mother? Not like widow, single mother.
Yeah, single mother, yes.
Partying, going to O1 Bear.
No, you're adding on to it. Oh, you're moving the goalpost. Single mother, period.
No, what I mean, no, that's what I mean. Because you have to marry as a man.
So because she's a single mother, she should be miserable.
But as long as father and mother.
Okay, hold on. Let me let Tima ask you a question. Tima ask a question for you, Brother Kidola.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, my brother, please don't take offense to this. This is I just wanna know the answer to this question. Say for your little self, right? For your little self, and I don't want to use your mom. Please forgive me for mentioning your mom. It's coming out of peaceful place, okay?
No, do it. It doesn't matter.
Okay, I want you to advise someone if your mom has you and become a single mother, what kind of advice will you give her? That is the question number one. Question number two is, if your, say God forbid, may your marriage not fall apart, if your wife go with, as a single mother, divorce you, what kind of advice will you give to her as well, please?
Yeah, go ahead, Brother Kidola.
You see, I'm not in that stage because my mother married my father for more than 40-something years when my father died. But I think I will ask, first of all, you will check your mother's background. How did he have you? Was he married before? What happened? You understand me? If your mother left the man, let's say the woman left the man because the man was cheating, become polygamous. Okay, you can also see that, you can address that. Then you can also have the characteristics of your mother. But you can also have the characteristics of your father also by cheating. And it's two ways. But for you to have a stable home, you cannot blame somebody that the mother was in a miserable relationship, then she decided to leave. No, because you will see that woman alone, the character
that's what you're saying.
The character she will possess will also show sign of discipline.
So Brother Kidola, it's safe to say that you're open to the idea of being with a single mother then. You're open then. It's just that you will do findings, right?
Yeah, you first of all, you do background check, what really happened. But you will know this thing. But what you should understand is this.
Hold on, I'll come to you after him.
Most Nigerian single mothers, most in this present day generation, even the old time, a woman that left, that woman is like a Benin, they call it Bewan. You understand me? But you can see that some of them are like they right from when they were born or when started going out as a real girl, start dating. They already have that trace of characteristics of becoming a nuisance, with different men. So if you marry a woman like that, you will not like. That's why I always say to men, don't marry a girl because she's beautiful. Marry a girl because of her character. And are you yourself, are you ready to work on that relationship? But not just because, it's pretty.
Okay. So Brother Kidola, you've already given me an out that you are open to it. You just want them to do findings. Let me go to Natu because I think Natu has something to say about this.
All right, so everybody's talking about culture, right? And
yes, culture.
I just understand that some people are saying that before now and the awareness that they have now. And from what Brother Kidola is saying, I just want to ask a question. Let's say you have a daughter. Or before I ask the question, say if you get person where they come out, they shook every day, no go get HIV. Person will just come out, go peep one day, come out, HIV go catch up. Do you know that? So being a single mom is not something that you can control. That's number one. Do you understand? Now, person when you see in Bele, now you go no say you get Bele.
Yeah.
Person when you enter, you come out, I no say you don't get Bele. So woman we don't get 25 abortion when you marry, and you no green marry person we go shook one time carry Bele because say the person is single mom. What's the difference?
Yeah, that's a question for Brother Kidola, right?
Yeah, what's the difference?
Brother Kidola.
And then if you have
it was rhetorical. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. And if you have a daughter and your daughter has a guy that she's seeing and they're planning to get married, they've been together for a while, things happen, she starts seeing some things and she finds out she's pregnant. And the daughter says, no, I'm not going to go with this guy. And she ends up being a single mom. And every guy that comes to date her and wants to marry her but without the child. How would you feel about that? Most people that you see in a single mom situation today are people that didn't even bargain for it. We have very few people that pick to say, you know what, I'm just gonna have kids because I don't want to get married. You have very few of them. And a lot of people that make that decision, they make the decision based on, I have a cousin that's like that, based on age. Because okay, she's getting to like 45, she hasn't gotten married. She's like, you know what, I'm just gonna get pregnant and have kids and have my kids and be okay by myself. That's a choice. Do you understand what I'm saying? But a lot of these single moms, like nobody chooses to be a single mom. No woman. I'm telling you, even on this show right now, a lot of people that we have that are single mom, nobody bargained for it. Single mom happened to them. So you drawing the line and see, sometimes you have to put yourself in their shoes. What if that person is your relative?
Let's ask him the question. Let's ask him the question.
Yeah, Brakidola, what if that person is your daughter or your sister? How will you word this conversation? Will you have the same perspective?
Yeah, let him go. Brakidola, are you there, sir?
See, if you get sister, no, way back, guys, they advise their sisters, say, look, oh, check well before you enter. You understand me? And if that person, those days, you don't say you go marry or control yourself. You understand? But if circumstances happen, say the relationship.
Yes, precisely, yes.
Say you know good because say the man are very useless human being. And for you to go die there, you better leave. And you go see him for the woman body say, man, this woman a nice woman, a good woman. Like that, I should be very honest with it. You understand me? You should not go hide anything. I say, okay, you get pick care of that relationship. You see, say even the way she go carry herself, she go see need like she not just follow men and that's they try to talk. So she will say they look for partner, and she will see carry herself.
Brakidola, ma just tell you, no be by follow men, no be by follow. Na person when you see they follow, na you know say they follow man.
I better go.
You understand what they talk?
I don't see.
It get people where they follow men on the down low. You know that's the person when they go to the whole Bible. When they tell you, say, this person is a church person, but it's just small picking.
Now where that the way that Igbo guy they talk say that their culture, that's that phone now double phone.
Which culture? Back in the day, our parents' culture, everybody here, Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, Middle East, whatever. You know our culture will tell you that it's not the child that you give birth that is your child. You know that, right? It's not the child that you gave birth to alone that will be the one helping you tomorrow. Do you know that? So you saying, oh, I will not want to raise another child that's not my own. Bro, until you find yourself in that situation. Until you find yourself in that situation. All this theory, where would they lack that theory? Until you find yourself in that. Even when you're telling somebody, make it a watch, you know, say, go marry. I have a cousin that was dating a guy. She got pregnant for this guy. This guy left this guy. He got married on the 8th month of her pregnancy. He married someone else. This is a person who I know them together for a long time. This guy now is home, miserable. The child is like 5 years. So if tomorrow she say, you know what, I'm always pushing her to go out. She say, okay, let me go and hang out. Let me go and mix out with people. And you go say, this one said, get one pick. You see as the dress. I don't want to take girls back. She's not about dressing. Some people they dress any and then get sense pass, just in case you don't know. And some of these single moms that act the way they act, some of them are just bitter and they don't have the proper education to be able to manage their situation. Do you understand what I'm saying? So some of them might be acting out from a bitter place, but they don't know any better. They don't know any better.
So not to
somebody.
So right, hold on, not for a second, right? So what you ladies are hearing is a man who basically said, what you're hearing is that a man who said, I know fit raise another man's child. That is the major point here. Okay. Now, let me say, Brother Kidola precisely, possibly Brother Ben, what they're hearing is that you're saying, it's just preference. I don't want a single mother. So there's a disconnect in this conversation somewhere. And there also, when you're trying to get them to understand your point, right. When you're trying to get them to understand point, it sounds like you're convincing them, like you're still convincing them that no, you must be with single mother. Let me ask you a question, Natu. Is it okay to have the preference of not wanting to be with a single mother. Is that okay at all?
I'm 100% on that. But the point I'm making is that it's okay to have a preference, right? But when you make a kind of preference based on like maybe I don't know if I would use the word selfish interest or I really don't know. Let's assume now, God forbid. Let's say I am a man, I got married, or the woman that I'm with, I left her. I'm like I just disappeared into thin air. And somebody comes tomorrow and wants to marry her, without it. That person has the chance of like being like the best father to your son. Do you understand what I'm saying? But because of that ideology that he has had, I'm just trying to look for a right way to word it.
Let me help you.
In a nutshell, before you go, right? What I'm trying to say in a nutshell is that you saying that you cannot raise somebody's child. I don't know the right word to say, but I don't.
So with that being said, let me help you ask Brother Kidola this question. I want to help you ask Brother Kidola this question. Brother Kidola, right? And Brother Ben, possibly, right? If a young man comes to you and he says, "Hey, I found somebody that I love, that I want to marry. She's a single mother of 2. Her children are 6 and 7. I like her. Can you advise me, please?" If that person comes to you, would you advise the person that I think that's a bad idea? What would be your specific advice to that person? Brother Kidola, go first. Is he still with us? Brother Kidola, you did it.
Yeah, my brother. That one, it go be deep to convince. If not my relative, I go question her well. You understand me? I go question the guy well. Why? What you see? You understand me? I say, I hope say not because they did nice to you. This one I'm waiting. Why you won't go enter a very big baggage? But I say you don't feel control. First of all, the children really accept you. The children will never accept you. You will not say biology. If you not be their father, first of all, they fall rebel against you first. You understand me? They fall rebel against you. Depends. If now source would say their father die, all these things, you know, their mother agree.
Right, Kidola, you go give us super chat too. This one just drop bomb. You go drop super chat.
No. Me just talk say.
No, that word where you use, you're not supposed to use that because they don't go monetize this show now. So you go drop.
I will let you respond. Not to let him finish.
You drop super chat.
So what did they try to say? If the papa buy and the mama pikin agree, say may they stay ahead at time. But still, if you never hold her before, now that will be your first person. My guy, I'll just make you roll. Just don't forget. If they're nice, so if they're a nice person, but if not this one are your first way, you won't go hold hand. Now that kind of person.
So if the only thing he knows about this woman is that she's divorced and we met 1 year ago, we're dating, want to marry. If that's the only thing he knows, you could just advise the guy against the marriage.
No, may go find the whole source. May learn. You go learn.
Bro Kidola, if you go play away match, and one day they stand for house with your wife, and somebody just call knock door say this one are the pikin from the away match, and your wife say I no go take another person pikin race for my house, and that one mama don already drop the pikin go tell you say see your pikin. Are you gonna fault your wife for not wanting to take that child? Because that house now your house, you get 7 bedroom. Now maybe you and your wife are maybe like 2 children, and she say this pikin no go stay this house, and now your pikin.
I don't go blame him. I don't go blame him now. I go find where go. I'll find go put that pikin now. You know, then I go put that.
No. You know what's funny? What's funny is it's easier said than done. And
that's
what
it.
I really advise.
That's what this comes down to.
Yeah, it's okay to have preference, right? But what I would advise is that you waking up one day and just say, not one day, just having this idea because your culture. In our culture, people have been raising people's children. Which culture are we talking about?
It's been happening. You see, let me say this. If this conversation will not exist, if people were abiding by their words, okay? This conversation exists because men have been getting with single mothers and misbehaving, and then they come out and then they collect, and then they will just blame it on the fact that she's a single mother. That's what this is coming down. Because if the reality is that men are not marrying single mothers, this conversation will not exist now, because they will just be avoiding them, and the problem will not exist. You see? But go ahead, Brother Kidola, you're trying to say something.
My brother, now I just tell you the truth. Once woman don't born, in mind they go for the pikin. And the only way that woman will tell love you, say now you be the papa.
Yeah, but is that a negative? Hold on,
no, I don't believe that.
Hold on, is that a negative, sir? If the mind, when you say the mind, they go for the picking, you mean like our focus is our children, correct? Is that what you're saying? Is that what he meant? Because my pidgin is no strong like that. But Akidola,
yes.
You're saying that her focus would be the child, correct?
Yeah, because that child is the first love now for her.
No, that's fine now. So my question for you is that a negative thing?
Look, yeah, you see, why we they love woman when born for you, if you be really correct man, do they love a person or that thing, because now bring person will be like you. You know what I mean? You can share something. So no matter what you go love it differently. So the same thing also they go with woman too. Woman once you don't born, you love they go for the pikin, then you can't relate her to the husband. Say, man,
yeah, but no. But is that the same? There are different types of love now. So there is obviously what you're talking about is the abiyamo, the fact that she's a mother to that child's love, right? Are you saying that type of love will combat and compete with the kind of love she has for you as a husband?
Yes, because you know why? Because you get the kind of attention when you go ask for you know if you give unto because the biological clock and heart don't go to somewhere, you understand me? And you
you're picking up because you're rival.
No, that's a fact. The children do become our rivals. And what he's saying, let me help with that, Kidola. What he's saying is that the children do become our rivals, and it's one of the hardest thing for even a man to admit to, right? But there's certain attention that the man will seek from his wife that is just not going to have, at least for a phase, because all the attention goes to the children. But what he's saying is that it's a lot more easier for you to accept it when it's your child. Is that correct, Brother Kidola?
Oh yes, 100%.
Okay.
Because you be sitting
so
down.
let me tell you this. Maybe that will change your perspective a little bit. If you ever meet or you know someone that ever meets a single mom, there's a kind of love that you show a single mom to her child that you get a different kind of attention from her, except you know showing that love. But when you go meet woman, we don't get picking, and you say, "Oh, I want you without the child," my guy, you go collect you. But there's a love that you will show a single mom and her child. My guy, you are a king with 2 crowns, sir.
So Latu, without disputing that point, right? What he's saying, okay, see, I'm doing what he's saying, what they are saying. Now I'm interpreting, right? What he's saying is that level of love where I have to give to a woman, where before, that's much more bigger than if she didn't have any children. That's what he's saying. And he's saying, possibly he's saying, it's not worth it. If I have to give this type of special love before you can give me attention as your husband, right? Just because you have children, maybe it's not worth it. That's what he's trying to say. Is that correct, Brother Kidola? And then you can answer.
Oh yes, yeah. Because at the end of the day, look, you say sometimes men want to be hero. You understand me? Now where men they come into problem with that one, because they will say, "Man, I will take care of you. I will not leave you."
It's not a bad thing, though.
So here's the problem, Brother Kidola. Here's the problem, because see, I like how you agree, right? Here's the problem. Like I said earlier on, this conversation will not exist unless a man fell in love with a single mother and then collect wototo and then try to teach the rest of us. And that's where the problem comes in, right? If you fell in love with a single mother, right, you are required of certain skills, right? There's a way you have to love a single mother. You have to be highly secure in yourself, because before we know it, if this thing you say now, which I think is true, right? If it's actually true with that person, meaning you'll find yourself being in rivalry with her 5-year-old son, right? If you don't know how to manage that situation, you don't end up in one chance, just like that. But it's because you fell in love with a single mother and you expect that there will not be a certain type of skill set or love
That you
or
need.
a way that you have to love that woman, particularly from your own standpoint. Meaning, you have to be secure in yourself. You have to be a busy man. You can't have time to be measuring the competition or be competing with a 5-year-old child, right? Because if you do, you are right. You will start to see this child who is not your seed. You will start to see that child as your enemy, and it won't work. If that's what we're talking about, then we have to kind of agree, right? But the original conversation, Sha, is that people are running around the internet street and making declarations that they are not following. They are falling in love with single mothers and then come and tell us and try to teach other people not to fall in love with single mothers. That is a problem.
Bragdola, I don't have a problem with your with your stand, right? But let me tell you what will be a problem with that. What is the 100% assurance that you have that that child that you rejected or you think that you can't take care of because it's not your own child, tomorrow your child will do to you more than that? See, your child will end up not even doing to you what that person would do to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's not because of your child that you be saying, oh, because my child, you can't do that. This your child will work. I have an aunt. I bet you on my life, if I will need something and her kids will need something, I will get that thing first before our children will get it. Because if that my auntie needs something from me today, before our children will reach to her, I've reached to her. Do you understand? But because when we're growing up, there's a kind of love that she showed me. I wasn't her child, but she treated me like her child. So now the tables have turned, I always remember her as that mom for me. When I went to Nigeria this last time, I went to look for my second grade teacher. The reason why I went to look for my second grade teacher was because when I was in second grade, the lady realized I was coming to school one kind of way. And she asked me where my mom was. And I told her my mom was in school. My mom went back to school to get her NC, her teacher certificate. And my dad was level 5 kids. You know, men cannot multitask like women. So our dad would just do us anyhow and send us to school. So the woman kept seeing me. And every day she would ask me. So this woman started checking me every day before assembly and make sure I come correct before assembly time. And that thing stuck to my head. 5 years later, I went to look for her. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I understand what you're saying about your blood. But sometimes you have to be realistic. Sometimes you have to extend that love and empathy outside your blood because these tables turn. I'm telling you for a fact. These tables do turn.
Yeah.
Can I say something really quick and I'm going to get off?
Yes, Tima, yes, please.
Let me say this. You know, it takes a level of, you know, self-awareness is big, okay? It's bigger than anything else, okay? We have to have this self-awareness so much so because you're going to need it in whatever situation that you find yourself, whether you marry a single mother or whether you marry a virgin, you know, that you carry your kid because the same mindset.
Virgin don't collect.
That you're going to use for the one with your virgin is the same mindset you're going to use for the one with the single mother. It's not even the issue of the single mother, it's the mindset.
It's not that. That's
not the problem, right? And again, we cannot convince anybody that it's not convincible, okay? So like, I guess everybody have to go with their own level of understanding and please get what you're looking for. Please go get what you're looking for. Don't go and want to change somebody else to what you need because that is where the issue usually comes from, okay? So
before you leave, Tima, let me ask my question. Okay, so you guys don't want to know how I got caught cheating yesterday? You guys don't want to know? Nobody asked. This conversation was so engaging, but let me just share it with all of you now, right?
You got caught cheating, MOP.
Yes.
The whole prestige farm will come for you. You can't do this to our Lola.
I should keep it to myself. So I should keep it to myself, Abby.
Oh Lord.
We are side-eyeing you. We are side-eyeing you right now.
So I should keep it to myself. Maybe I'm.
Say it so that we'll know how to beat you.
Hey, okay, all right. So my wife, you know, I came back yesterday, and then she goes, "Did you shower? Did you shower before you left the house yesterday?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "What do you mean?" He's just like, because anybody want to guess what she's talking about? Okay, so she's normally
she smell a cologne on you, right?
Voila, not that one, right? So so she's normally still sleeping when I leave the house. I have a project going on in the city, so I'm out of the house early these days, which is why you guys notice I've been struggling with the schedule, right? So, and I said, what happened? But she's normally still sleeping when I leave, when I'm leaving the house, So my mind just went there. It's like my sponge, right? So what happened is that I was so tired yesterday, and I was, so when I was in the shower, I was still doing like this in the shower, still very sleepy, okay, extremely sleepy. So by the time I woke up, there's something going on with my furnace. So the gallon of water in the heater is not enough, in the tank it's not enough. So if I keep the water running, it will just finish, and then it has to like refuel and heat another set of water. So by the time I just woke up in the middle, I was in the shower, but so I woke up and the water was getting cold, and it's cold here. So I know if it's, so normally at that time I'll grab a sponge and I'll do all the scenario, right? So I didn't use the sponge. So, but I already was rubbing soap on my body. So what I did is that I just kind of rinse all the soap out of my body, and I used body wash. So I didn't use the sponge. So the sponge wasn't wet, like it's normally wet when she wakes up, right? And so that's why she was asking me if did I shower before I left the house. So instantly, before she continued, I was like, wait, because the sponge wasn't wet? She was like, yeah. I was like, Obiri. So that's how I got cheating yesterday. So I didn't wash how I would normally wash sponge. You know how Nigerian people wash, the regular sponge, not the paper towel one, not the towel one, right? So I cheated yesterday, so I left without washing, and that's how I got caught cheating yesterday. So what is the lesson in this? Obiri pays attention to the fact that she would pay that much attention. That's something that a lot of people don't know. That we have patterns, right? And why they may not say it, not just Obiri, men to pay attention. Why they may not say, right? They know certain patterns, and when some things are out of place, they can pick it up, right? So it might be something that has to do with cheating. But yes, I cheated yesterday. I didn't shower like I normally would shower, right? Yes, that's the lesson. I didn't shower like normal, but I cheated, right? And then I got caught right in the middle because my patterns told on me. So that's the lesson there. Sidima says, lesson, do not cheat with sponge. Exactly.
That's fun.
Yeah. So there's a lot of cases that I handle, right, where something as little as sponge or wet sponge, or like she just said, cologne. Because you're the one who put the cologne on yourself, you might not be able to smell the difference. But if there's a kind of strange cologne on your body, they can tell you. It doesn't have to be a mark of a makeup like a big one here. It could be small subtle things like that. And the reality is that when you do something you wouldn't do in front of your spouse, right? You wouldn't want them to know. If you know there's something like that you're doing that you don't want them to know, if they find out, it has the same effect as cheating. Anyway.
Oh, Barry.
You didn't know? It's too much. It's too much now. I know it's too much, but it's the reality, But let me ask you, Brother Ben. That's Brother Ben, right? Brother Ben.
Yo.
Do you agree that was cheating? You're just like, this is a stretch. Like, were you expecting something else? Or that's cheating?
That you will actually cheat?
No. Did you listen to what I said? Was that cheating? I cheated, right?
Not for not showering the way you used to shower.
I got caught. I actually got caught, right?
It's more of a discipline.
Because the way she asked me herself, you foresee her, and she's like, did you shower? And I was like, oh my God, what do you mean?
That is love, bro.
But also, that's the sign for you to know that she's paying attention.
Yeah.
To the littlest thing. So if you are going ziggy zaga, just know.
That's pure love. Oh, yeah. Brother.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you are.
Please feel free.
I just wanted to touch on the question Sister Natu was tackling, Brother Kidola.
But our lucky dollar, yes.
Sister Natu came out like a cowboy. Sister Natu, are you from Texas? Because it be like say you want to pure for hand. You just
No,
want to
I am in
She
New
was
York.
ready. She was ready.
well, like I said at the beginning of the show.
But our Allah is way better at handling them. When they come for him like this, he's just like, yeah, my sister. go ahead.
You know, like I said at the beginning of the show, this topic of single mom, men don't want to marry single mom, it's a very complicated one that if it is not handled carefully, everybody could just collect left, right, and center. For the question that was asked about if a young boy should come and ask for our advice, I think that's something you asked earlier.
Yes.
If
yes,
a boy should come and ask for advice that he's in love with a single mom, if he should marry her or not. Well, basically, I get this kind of question most time anyway. I won't lie to you, because where I did for Texas, I have a lot of single guys too who are having one or two things to do.
Single fathers or single guys?
Single men. Some of them have kids, but a lot of them are just single, no children.
Okay.
They do kind of sample my opinion at times too. So my thing about being involved with single mom is this. First, if somebody asks my opinion, the first thing I will ask is, do you truly love her and you have affections for her? If the answer is yes, then I move on to the second question.
Continue.
Are you sure this lady is healed already from a past relationship? Because, and that is where many of them don't have an answer for me when they ask. You know, I do connection on the side too, and I get to talk to a whole lot of people when we have some runs to do on the side. I usually ask, are you sure she is healed? Some of them, she says she has moved on, she's okay, and I'll be like, she say, do you observe that this lady has really moved on from this ex-husband or the past relationship? And the last question I usually ask is, do you know the ex? Did she tell you who is the father of her baby, either her ex-husband or his boyfriend or whatever? But the fact that she has a baby, do you ask her? Do you know him? Now, if the boy tells me, or even some of my parties say, she really says she don't want to talk about her, that really it has nothing to do with our relationship, me, I'll just tell them straight off. Here is the thing. Don't take my advice for it. But if you don't know the ex-husband, if she can't show you the father of the boy or girl or children, so you can assess the man to know where the man is in his life presently. If he has married and moved on, if he's doing all right financially, if he's the type of man that have really let her alone and he's involved in the children's life. If you can't tell any of those, don't think about marriage. Me, I'm not gonna lie. And please, to my sisters or those who might watch this later, don't take this against me. This is just me telling you what I tell them. And I have my reason for pointing out all these facts. Like I said, Brola, at the level I am right now, if you give me, let's assume I'm single now, and you give me a young girl of 25, under 30, no kids to marry, and you give me a single mom with 1 or 2 children, at this my age now, if I look at her situation and I see that certain things are fixed already, I will take that single mom before the single lady, because now she's more matured, she's been able to hold on to her own. But let me come back to what I'm saying and why I do advise people to take off if they don't know anything about the ex. To me, most time, the single mom is not the problem. It is the relationship between the single mom and the ex that is usually the problem. I'll give you an example. it's because I was busy. I wanted to do a reaction to this Lamba or whatever that got married to that BBN.
Yeah, Lamba, yeah.
You saw what happened.
Lord
The
Lamba,
BBN
yes.
lady had a child for that Lamba or whatever his name is. The guy pretended nothing. He wouldn't even acknowledge, he wouldn't do anything.
Right.
He was just playing it.
And then he just randomly woke up on the day they announced it.
Immediately, the lady now find a better man, a more handsome, well-built, rich guy that engaged the lady.
Bro, Ben, you forget to add that he left her 4 days after she gave birth. 4 days. He broke up with her 4 days after she gave birth.
In fact, thank you, Sister Natu. Because you see, some of these things, it sticks to me, they annoy me. So sometimes I will just ignore that completely. But because this is relevant to what we are talking about.
Yes.
You saw what happened. The moment the lady find another guy who said, you know what, I don't care. She's a single mom, but she's what I want. She has it all together, you know. Now Lamba come out on social media, begin jump all over the place, like a person waiting on top Jagirova. You just see what I'm saying?
So the problematic baby father jumped out of nowhere, basically.
Thank you. So that is what I'm talking about. If the other guy has done his research before he marries the lady in question now, I knew, I assure you, the guy and the baby mama that they are now engaged, they have already have a plan for whatever Lamba is jumping up and down. But if that guy...
They are married.
You're good. If that guy did not ask that critical question about the ex, if you just ignore it just because the lady queen is beautiful, she's doing fantastic, now their marriage is about to start on a rocky stage. Sure, you feel me? So if a young guy comes to me and say, oh, I meet this single mother, I will just tell the young guy straight off.
Yeah.
Single mothers are not the problem. I have a younger sister who is a single mom. I have friends who are single mom. I have colleagues who are single mom. These are fantastic.
So the point is, Brother Ben, so the point is that if a person is going to a single parent household or a single mother and you're getting with them, that obviously comes with additional layers of concerns that you should do some research about.
To me,
why you say you now? It's truth. You're basically speaking facts. It's just a fact.
Yeah,
right?
speaking MOP. Raven, hold on. Before you continue, right? I just want to say thank you for bringing that up. And I want to also make like a little analysis on that queen's husband. First of all, I think they were in a relationship before. There was a breakup between she and him, and she got in with Lamba, and then he came back. I want you to also pay attention on how much details he was paying to that baby during their wedding. He was holding the baby most of the time. If you see the way he was paying attention, and that brings you to the point where, and I'm saying this with all apologies if I offend someone, for a man to be able to be in a place to get along with a single lady and love her own kids like his own, he has to have a kind of mental balance, a kind of like a healing, has to be at a certain particular level to be able to do that, because it's not going to take anything from you.
So
that's how could be also your own child.
Natu, just because it's holding the arms of that baby at the wedding does not tell me if it's.
He wasn't holding the hand of the baby. It was the way he was paying attention.
Yeah, just because he was doing that does not tell me much about what's going to play out over time, right?
Thank you.
It doesn't tell me much. But let me ask you, Natu, this question, right?
Go ahead.
If this was your son, that's an easy out that Brother Ben do. I'm going to come back to him. So that easy out is not reality, but let me use it for you, Natu. If that's your son and they come with you to two choices, they've written their name on paper, everything else being equal.
My son Lamba or the new husband?
No, the new husband. And if your son is Lamba, you go help him drag the lady now. But anyway.
No, I will police go arrest my kid. Police go arrest Lamba.
But anyway, yeah, let's say the gentleman who married Queen, BBN Queen, right? Let's say that's your son, and it comes to you and they presented two options. You've met both two ladies, right? One of them is a single mother, the other is not a single mother. In fact, you're just as conflicted as he is, but he's yielding to you because he sees, my mother is a very wise woman. She'll be able to pick it apart. What option would you choose? The single mother or the one that doesn't have any children?
Okay, so the other lady being single doesn't make her the best wife candidate. And
that's why I said all things being equal.
And yeah, and then the single mom doesn't make her the best. But I'm gonna ask my son a couple of questions, just like Brother Ben said he usually
Okay.
asks people.
Okay.
I'll ask him if he has done his
Make me
findings.
the son. You ask me the question. Let's demonstrate
Yeah,
it.
so I'll ask you, like, okay, so where did you know her from? Have you met the child's father? Is the child's father going to be okay with the child staying with their mom? That means staying with you guys. Do you understand what I'm
Let me
saying?
answer now. Let me answer. Make an
Okay.
answer.
Okay.
So, mom, I met her in college, just like the other girl. I met her in college,
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
but as far as the guy is concerned, it
Uh-huh.
was a fling. She got pregnant. She thought it was gonna be something, but she's moved on from that. There's no drama. He doesn't want his child in public. He doesn't want to. He actually is not really a part of her life like that. He sent a couple of dollars. I think he gave me one. He gave her 1.5 million for the birthday. He showed up to the birthday like somebody that doesn't care, with bodyguards and guns everywhere. So he doesn't really care. But she's moved on from that situation. But remember that we were together too before, So that
Right.
baby father is taken care of. As far as the other girl, very similar situation, except that she does not have a child at all.
Okay, so for me that's fine. You are the one that's going to be staying with the women.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think um is going to be the best? Who do you think like is going to be the best person that you will go with? And I'm indifferent. I don't care if you're going with a single mom or the single lady. But now because you have known what their positive and negatives are, and you
Mm-hmm.
know the one that you'll be able to live with when the negative side shows that you know something that you can manage. So now this is not only about the child. Now this is about the individual as a mother, as a
Mom,
lady.
that's why
Yeah.
I'm asking you, mom. You might know something I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, they are equal. One is a
I
single mother, and
what
the
will
other
I
one.
my son, what will I know that you don't know? Will I be sleeping with them? Will I be
Baby,
sleeping with them?
I'm a virgin. I'm not even sleeping with any of them yet.
I mean,
Okay,
naturally speaking, the
so
motherly love.
so
You
so
choose, son.
which
Whichever make you
one do you
happy,
have
you
more
choose.
chemistry with? Which one do you have more chemistry? Which one doesn't give you problem?
Both of them ginger me in different
I
ways,
don't want to
mom.
come. I don't want to be
You
coming
can't
to your
have
house to
both,
separate
son. You
fights.
cannot have both.
No,
Pick
one
one,
have
and
no.
I
It
agree
can't
with
be
you.
both. I don't want to be coming to your house to separate fights. I want to come when I come to your house. That somebody will give me food to eat. Which one do you think will give you the one that you will give peace and she'll double the peace for you? Not the one that will
Uh
give you peace alone. No, the one that you give peace and they should double it.
Listen, mom. One is in Lagos, one is in
You
Kaduna.
are not ready
So,
to get married. When you are ready to get married, come back to me. Go. When you are ready, come back.
all right. So the reality, let me just say this, is that what we're discussing has nothing to do with picking two equal people. One person is single and the other person. What we're discussing is that somebody fell in love with a single mother. That's the only option in front of them most of the time.
Yeah.
That's what we're discussing. If we're not going to cap here, if they have to measure between the two of them, Natu is capping. They will tell you to pick the one that's not a single
No,
mother.
I cannot. I'm sorry. I've never been that WhatsApp group.
Look,
Because my elder sister was a single mom at 19. I
um,
can never be in that WhatsApp group. No, I'm sorry.
you see,
And
brother.
my elder brother had a son too before he was 20. And that my sister-in-law took that child. So I've had experiences around me already. I can't be in that WhatsApp group. Nah.
So, film girl says, I supported my brother to marry a single lady in his first marriage. Problem was that she was delusional about what marriage was about.
You see how?
Wahala.
You see how?
Wahala. All right. So go ahead, brother Ben. You were saying something.
Yeah, I'm just saying that if we want to do this like men versus women, men coming against marrying single mom something, we may not really gain anything out of this discussion. My own thing is just that as a single mom, let's be honest, nobody wake up and say she's gonna become a single mom one day. Things happen,
Yes.
you know. Even me that I'm speaking right now, about 6 or 7 years ago, when I'm in America, started living with my wife, I would have been a single dad. Because I say it all the time, the first 5 years in this America was tough for me, really tough. Me and my wife, we were at each other almost every week. And it was really, really tough. It's like a very dark place that I don't even want to go to anymore. But we got to a point that I have to tell my wife, babe, where we reach right now, you go choose. either your family or this marriage. Because as for me, my one leg in Nigeria, I don't go. And I think when the conversation got to that level and my wife saw that I'm really damn serious about what I'm saying, that's when she reevaluated the whole thing. Now, if she has continued on her own path and I continue with my own thread, she would have been a single mom now. I would have been a single dad. Does that make her a bad woman? No. Does that make me a bad man? No. We just got to a point where what did they call it when they divorced? There was irreconcilable differences, right? That's what it is. So I'm just saying that I don't have anything against single mom. Relationship don't work, it doesn't work, that is it. But I just want single moms to have it at the back of their mind that when you have kids, there is a strike against you in the dating world. Don't take it negative way. This is just reality. There is a strike against you. You are better off than a lot of single women out there. A lot of girls that have not even had child before. You are way ahead of them because you are more experienced now. You are an independent woman. You are doing great. But once it comes to relationship and dating, you have a strike. And as a man, and I'm being honest now, if you meet a serious man that really want to have relationship with you, his main focus, because he loves you, you know you guys gonna do this, his main focus will be on your ex, the relationship between you and your ex, the relationship between your ex and the kids, and how you guys do your cooperating and everything. Because as a man, I'm gonna be real now, men are the most jealous human being ever. You multiple occasions you will see a man that abandoned a woman with kids, call her all sort of name, paint her blue, black and red. The moment he might even start a new family, move ahead. The moment he discovered that the woman has found love and is getting serious, you will see these men will come back around. That is when they want to start checking on their children. Maybe before they used to come once in 2 or 3 months before. Now every week, dude is in front of the door. That is men. Competition don't start. He's now looking at to some of the exes. There's a lot of great exes out there, but to some of these terrible exes, they are looking at the new man like, oh really, this lady that do me so bad that I have to leave her, I left her and now you think she's good, you know. Somehow they will just begin kind of stifle the new man, just like Laba is doing all over the internet now. So my thing is this: as a single mom, because I saw the question my sister Chidima is asking in the comment, but I just want to put it this way: if you don't set a boundary, if you don't resolve whatever issue between you and your ex, and come to a place, I think you people in relationship circle, you say healing or go to therapy or whatever. If you don't come to a place whereby you detach yourself from anything that has to do with your ex, you just limit the interaction between you and your ex to being children focused. That is, anytime you're having anything to do, to say or whatever, is based on the children. If you don't settle all that and you find this new guy that wants to marry you, most time your ex will be the problem. The guy might even start engineering the kid. Look, for a good man, it's not hard for a good man to accept a woman and her kids.
Let me ask you a question, Brother Ben. Now, as men, let me ask you a question, and I want Brother Kidula to chime in on this. As men of our society, knowing the rate at which single mothers are being created every day by men, what should we do about that at a society level? Granted, if you're advising a single person, if they have a choice, they should ask questions. And just be aware that there's an additional layer of concerns you should be prepared for. That's what I take away from that. But at a society level, what else can we do with regards to our concerns, the same concerns about single motherhood, right? What else do you think we can do? Or should we, it's not our business, we should just face our front? What do you suggest?
Okay, this is what I'm going to say about this, because thank God I have 3 children who are growing so faster than I expected now. I've come to a place where I get it that the chances of we creating more single mothers and single daddies is even higher than before. Now, because of all these TikTok relationship experts, All these people, all these people who are feeding people all kind of corrupt relationship guidance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all these people that I say, you know, look, I have a teenage daughter, and one day my daughter just said slightly, "Oh, me, marriage? No, these guys are serious." And I look at her like she was like 15 then. So she just dropped that in. We were at the
and your heart was like, gigi.
Yeah, she
dropped. What did just happen?
Just like that. And I'm like, I look at her like, okay, hold on. This is not a discussion we used to have in the house. If my daughter is saying this, somebody is feeding her something somewhere else. And
that's society.
Where is coming from? The society. She's getting it from Instagram, from TikTok, watching all these crazy shows you have all over the internet now. So for me, I've come to a place that I quite get it, that there is higher chances that we may produce more single dad than single mom, because even right now we are not even on the same sphere when it comes to discussing how to raise children.
Mm-hmm.
How are we raised? You now, brother, you've been married to my sister for how long? And you guys are still growing stronger. If you want to trace the source of how come you are this kind of amazing man that can hold a marriage together, you will trace it back to how you were raised.
So you're saying we should accept it? It's a risk. It is what it is. Accept it.
So yeah, we have to accept it, because how are we going to control it now? We live in a society where people will tell you, don't yell at your children. Oh, treat them gently. You know, these children, they are sensitive. How do you control? The children now understand that I can get away with anything. My father is just going to talk. My mom will only talk. After 18, I am me. But if we are in a space whereby we have one voice, all parents are kind of using the same pattern, then we'll get the same result, which is not possible. But with the way we are going now, well, my brother, some people will even be at home. Their boy go bring another boy, say, "Daddy, meet my wife."
Hold on, Brother Ben. Let me, because I want to come back to Brother Kidola, but let me acknowledge my sister, Film Girl. Film Girl, Alpha, you did it. On mute. Let me see. Let me make sure. Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
What's going on, lady?
I'm fine. How
you did
How
it?
you guys?
You did it. Okay, all right. Talk to us. What's going on with you? Yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I just got back, so if you can hear some background noise, I'm trying to get into my house.
Okay.
I didn't really start at the beginning of the show, but I guess based on the little I've heard, you guys are talking about single moms, right? And
yes,
whether guys want to marry them and all that kind of stuff based on.
So you didn't start from the beginning of the show. Let me do a quick reset for you. Hold on, okay? Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on right there. All right, let's play. This is a video we're talking about.
What problem do you have with single mothers?
But I will never let another man's child live in my house.
This guy.
My culture does.
You will never let another man's child
live in my house. I forbid it, and my culture does.
Why?
I'm the only one that forbids it. The culture of the Igbos forbids it.
Not the culture of Igbos, so I'm not Igbo. Not my own Igbo. Not my own Igbo. Not our own. Not my own Igbo. Maybe your own Igbo. What problem do you have with single mother?
That's what we're talking about.
Is this crazy John guy again? That guy is just delusional.
It's John. No. Is that if it's John?
That if it's John, that is delusional. Yeah. Like the man said, what culture of Igbo? I don't understand, right? Like where I'm from. Right?
You're Anambra Igbo, right? You are
Anambra Igbo, and specifically where I'm from, I'm actually from the town that is known. Other people are fighting with their destiny right now, but it has been known from our ancestors that where they call us the origin of Igbo land. That's where we're the custodians of the Igbo culture, right? It's very, very serious. So we take it very serious, culture and traditions in my town. So all these new Gen Z millennium people be arguing their destiny. So let's put that aside. Igbo people do marry single moms. It's not a problem. As a matter of fact, in a family where there is infertility issues, like maybe they are suspecting that maybe
the guy cannot.
Not even that, but maybe the brothers and sisters have had issues, with kids. As a matter of fact, they might encourage you to go look for a single mom that they are sure that she actually can produce.
Oh, wow.
Yes, some families do that. Like it's not very common, but it's a
thing. Somebody's practicing that. Yeah.
So no, it's not like practice, but like, you know how you go, like, maybe this person is short, right? Look for someone that is tall to marry. So people don't really mind it. Like, if she's, at least we're sure that this one is fertile. Maybe the other brothers, the wives haven't given birth, you know. She has one child. Okay, we're sure that this woman is okay. That kind of thing. So people are open to it, right? But I want to come from a different angle, because for me, this whole single mother thing is just, I feel society as usual, we like to lie to ourselves in Africa. We like to be judgmental. Do you understand? Because I told some of my friends, I said, listen, as long as any girl is carrying wine before marriage, right? There's a very high possibility that you can actually become pregnant.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, a lot of girls that I know, including myself, we had 1 or 2 scares. Like, oh my God, I think you'll be having nightmares until everybody had those scares, as long as you were engaged, right? So if you carry wine and you had a possibility of being pregnant, right, and someone else was brave enough, the word is bravery, was brave enough to stand behind her decision and say, you know what, I'm going to give birth to this baby, right? And you that is judging her, a lot of girls that are judging them, I've had this argument with girls on the internet. You that are judging her, how many did you remove? Do you understand? I have girlfriends. There's one I went to her 2 times. I'm like, wow. Like, but God blesses her. She still has a baby. She has children right now. God, thank God for her. But there are girls that have removed like 9, some 7. When the stories come out, God still blesses them. So the person that actually chested it and said, okay, I would give birth to this baby, is the brave one. Because you all that are busy judging her, you're hypocrites. I'm sorry. As a matter of fact, some guys that are busy judging don't even know that they have a baby or 2 somewhere. Maybe after 20 years, someone will not show up. You understand me? You can't really tell. So I'm not saying that the society as well is being foolishly judgmental over things that doesn't even make sense to me. Like I said, my brother met this girl. He liked her. I'm like, oh, I like this girl. Oh, she has a baby. I like, so that's God is my reader. I said, so what's the problem? You like her? Okay, fine. You know, and he was like, oh, I don't want to tell people. Like, you know what? If you don't tell anybody, I won't tell anybody. Hey, it's not my business, right? So
you can't hide the whole baby.
No, like they did. So after the wedding, that's when the family now found out. Yes, they did. That's when the family now found out. So when even my mom came to ask me, like, did I know? I'm like, yeah, I knew, but it's not my freaking business to tell you guys. If you didn't want to tell you, they didn't want to tell you. Like, they didn't, whatever. Like, you know, because of that whole, which brings you to my next point. One of the reasons a lot of guys will not have issues with marrying a single mom, but the problem is, who are they listening to? Do you understand? So if a guy loves a girl and marries a single mom, the problem is, who is he listening to? So if he's that kind of person, very influenced by
people,
society and family,
or his mother,
be a problem. Exactly. if it's someone that is not influenced by family and all that, it won't be a problem, right? And it's just most times this whole thing that they go like, I can't marry a single mom, is more because of judgment. They don't want to be judged, you know. So it's more about their own self-worth and their own insecurities and all that stuff, not really about the single mom, right? Okay. And then the next I'm going to talk about is
let me ask you a question while you're thinking about that. Let me ask you a question. Right? Film Girl. Shout out to Film Girl. Oh, so I receive everything you said. I agree 100%. But there's one little thing angle here that I want to ask you, right? Which is, do you think it's an additional layer of concern to mitigate if a man, case in point, let's say your son, wants to be with a single mother who has a child already? Do you think it's an additional layer of concern to be concerned about? You don't think so?
No, because you know my ideology. I say it anywhere, and I've said it many times. I don't care if she's an ex, people that stand on the road, right? I'm more particular about a good person, because there's some virgins that are.
She's a good person. What if the ex jump out of jail one day randomly?
I want to come to the ex. I'm not saying that my own view about marriage, right? I don't care whether she's like someone that has been like made a couple of mistakes. As long as she doesn't have disease, of course, and she's a good person. That what matters to me, because I've seen some virgins that are terrible, like cantankerous witches, like they would destroy families. You know what I say? Like, witchcraft, sense of bitterness. You know that witchcraft, not how they describe witchcraft, like not at night witches, like how like they are bitter, they are very vengeful, very cantankerous, very. Do you understand? Like they don't have any goodness inside their soul. You understand? So I'd rather you marry someone that has made a mistake, that is ready to face reality. Like I said, my brother was ready to face reality. I don't know, she was very delusional. She thought she could still be, I don't know what she was doing. Do you understand why you are being married? Like, it didn't make sense to me, but that's by the way. But someone has gone like, you know what? This thing I've done, it doesn't even make sense. Like, what is there outside? I'm not even interested anymore. And she's a good person. I will not mind. If it's my own child, honestly, that is my mantra. That is who I am, right? Because like I said, it's not, see, the things that we are worried about are not the things that we should worry about. If you marry someone that is not agreeable, someone that is not, do you know the joy to marry someone that is not judgmental, someone that is open to communication, that is ready to build with you, that is ready to be your friend, someone that is ready to go the whole mile with you, is worth more than what the person has done. It's worth more than, because there are many people, like I said, that are virgins that are terrible, men and women. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. And most of these virgins said they can come with some nonsense pride and
Wait till before they start saying you're straight bullets for virgins. Hold on.
No. I'm just making just one statement. Sometimes most of these people that are virgins, some of them come with a very conservative mindset. Like they feel like
that's why they are virgins.
They can be bigotry in their way they present life. Do you understand? They are very absolute and everything, but because they are balanced one, I'm just saying. So there are many things that are very important. Like, come on, we have grown. Both of us are like in our 40s, right? We have grown. We see that this life is more. There's some things that are more important than all these things that people think are important. The single mom, well, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. There are things that are more important in relationships.
Hold on, film girl. You actually managed to almost convince me. Okay. Yeah.
No. You're not convinced. Like I said, it's my mantra. If I don't believe it.
Me, I don't mind if you convince me. Relax, right? But you almost managed to convince me, because when I asked Nat to that question previously, right? I'm like, I got her. But you are really selling me something here, that I think, once you go in the angle of there are things that we should be more so worried about.
Yeah. I say, who is the person that give you more peace? You give peace and she will double the peace for you. That's what I said.
You did say that. But wait now. Wait. Okay. So my point being this, right? I still think there's an additional layer of risk. Risk is not a bad thing. Life is a risk, right? Because you're not dealing just with the child, the innocent child, or the good person.
Maybe to remember what I want to say.
You're dealing with the potential ex somewhere, right?
Okay.
It's something to be. Remember, we talk about awareness a lot. We cannot pretend that is not a thing, right? That the idea of single motherhood is a terrible idea. That would disqualify a person as a potential mate. That's a terrible idea. But if we come from the angle of, hey, no, I need to know what's the father. I think that's a viable. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree. That's the point I was actually trying to make. I forget the supposed ex.
No, Tima, don't leave. She left. Go ahead.
There are like maybe 2-3 scenarios here, right? First of all, if the guy is a balanced human being, you know what I'm trying to say, like a balanced human being,
right? That
knows himself, knows his self-worth, knows where he's coming from, right? First of all, you have to evaluate the person you are dealing with. You have to see how is her relationship with her ex. Even as a person, how is she? Is she someone that is easily influenced? Is this someone that is easily triggered? Do you understand? You have to. Dating is not about you going for eating food and all that. It's about you checking things out about this person, asking open questions. Watching how they handle crises and different things around them, right? So, like, if he's a balanced person, you'd be like, okay, where is your ex? Where is this guy? Oh, he's here. What happened? She tells her story. Okay, fine. You ask a few questions. Okay, fine. So how do you feel about it? She tells, okay, fine. Maybe, you observe a few things, see how she reacts to the person, right? You might even observe a phone call with the person and see how they interact. If you notice that this guy is also balanced, the ex is a balanced person, hey, no problem, right? But if you find out that the guy is a troublesome person, now that is level 2. If he's a troublesome person and your ex is someone that is not being influenced by him or shouldn't get triggered by him, there's a safety net. You understand? It's like me and you against this guy. As a matter of fact, there's a level of masculinity and a man can have in terms of being self-aware, right? Emotional intelligence, self-aware. He will actually set up a meeting with the ex guy if he's really very serious and like, hey guy, this is the way it is. You understand? And then you have to understand again as a man that because she has this situation and you love her so much, you have to be an extra layer of protection between her and that ex. You have to be really very upfront about it. Like you won't allow him to disrespect the woman. Do you understand? It's a lot of work, but you have to be someone that is emotionally balanced. So if you're someone that is not emotionally balanced, or you're a man that has too much feminine energy, I will not advise you to be married to a single mom that has a problematic ex. You understand me? But if you someone that you like balanced, you know what I mean by balanced, right? Like self-aware, everything, right. blah 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 blah. You actually can say, okay, fine. Hey, let me go on with this stuff. There's a way to deal with these exes. You understand? There's a way to deal with them. I can make them, put them in their place and everything. Then finally, sorry, not to them say one last thing if I forget. Yeah. I'm almost forgetting right now.
Lost your train of thought. It's okay. You delivered enough. I'm sold. I like it.
Yeah, so it actually depends on, like I said, on both of them and then their communication. Because at that point you have to be open and say, hey babe, it's me and you, right? This is how we're going to deal with this guy. You understand? This is how we're going to work together. I know this is a situation, this is what's going to happen, this is what you're going to do, right? And this is how I'm going to back you up. You get?
Thank you.
So that's like how it's going. That's the better way to go about it. But saying that, I don't know. I've lost my.
Let's leave it there. Let's leave it there. You were having some hype mind over there.
Let me give you a quick scenario. I'm okay.
Not to give me your last word. Give me your last word too.
Yeah. Sorry, I remember. Sorry, so not to. I just remember right now. Sorry.
Okay. After, hold on 1 second. Film girl. After, give me your last word. Don't worry. Give me your last word. Then Natu, and then Brother Ben, and then Brother.
Okay,
Kijola.
then we'll leave. Okay.
Yeah.
So because when we talk about ex, some girls also that don't have baby with a man also have some exes that don't leave them alone. You know that.
Yeah.
There's some women that their exes don't leave them alone. So it's not about the child, it's about how she's able to have boundaries with her
That's
ex.
a good point.
Do you understand? Yeah. So let's take it that way. It happens.
That's a good point.
That's my last word. So
thank you, film girl. You came in with a bang. I like it. We'll continue.
Let's drop this about single moms.
We'll continue the conversation
I'm
in the
not
chat.
a single mom, right? No. I'm not a single mom, and nobody in my family is a single mom. You understand? So it's not as if I had like experience or any sentiment, right, about this stuff. It's just the way I see life.
I feel you. Thank you so much. All right, let's go to Natu. Is it Natu or Brother Ben? Anyone?
Yes.
Okay.
So something happened a few days ago to one of my cousins. He was a single dad. So he was together with this girl for a minute. She had a son. They started living together. He went to school in Ukraine, and then she moved on with someone else, and she got married. She got married. She had a child for that person. So he came back. Everybody has gone their way. Started dating this girl, and they were about to get married. And this lady started making trouble out of nowhere. So the first trouble was that the son that they had with my cousin, the boy is almost, I think he should be like around maybe 17, 18 now. So the boy, the mom's boyfriend dashed him a laptop. So the laptop was having a problem. So my cousin said, okay, I will take it to somebody for you. Then I will sell it and I'll give him the balance to give you a new laptop. Do you understand? So they went to the person, they met him. The laptop that the boy said he wanted, I think my cousin need to add like 200,000. So he said, okay, keep the money. I'll bring 200,000 and balance you. Then this lady came out of nowhere and asked her son, where's the laptop? He said, he wanted a new laptop, his dad sold it. Then the lady came up with his story. She said, That laptop, they have some information inside that they need the laptop. They now went back to the person that has the store. The person has already sold the laptop to someone else. That's how they started case. This woman now stopped the boy from coming to his father's wedding. That's number one. Number two, she started doing court case up and down, was frustrating this guy. So yesterday, and his wife is in the whole picture of everything. He told his wife knows everything. This lady now gave some guys money, and she told the court, so the court ordered him to pay her the laptop. And he didn't have money, and he told me he doesn't have money, honestly. And now they said that laptop, at that time they sold it for like I think 70 or 60,000. They said this laptop is 200,000 now. That's what she said. So he said, okay, I don't have 200,000, I'll find and give you. So I think the court gave him a date to pay, and he didn't pay. This guy was still at home with his wife yesterday. This ex now sent a car with movers. He came and packed the things in his living room because he didn't pay for the laptop. Don't forget, this woman moved and got married already and left him. So we're talking about single mom. So I was bringing a single dad scenario for us to understand. You understand?
Yeah.
Like I was saying, sometimes some things might look like everything is normal until you guys are all and then this lady popped out of nowhere. Everything has been cool for like almost 12 to 13 years. She went MIA, moved on with her life. All of a sudden, this man is married now. She's upset because she's separated with the man she got married to. She's trying to make trouble all over the place, and she promised to say I will disgrace you for what? On top laptop. So do you understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. To talk now. Say now. Sometimes we might feel all is all said and done. Like, okay, I think we're good.
Like cover that part. You covered that part, but you didn't cover nothing.
Like the way the film girl said, sometimes there are some exes like they are witch they don't practice it at night. It's broad daylight.
Daylight. Yeah, exactly.
This is the time.
Exactly.
So
I agree so much with what she's saying, because she's saying, listen, there's some other things you should be worried about. That hit it for me, but good points. Not to appreciate that story too. You know, the reality is that while we might have little myopic things to measure potential success in the future, obviously we have been off, because if it worked, we won't be talking about this. You know. Yeah. So now to thank you, Jerry. I'm about to drop you off. We'll talk soon. All right, but Benno, let me hear your last word.
Oh, man of prestige. Oh my, I don't listen tire. My sister, they don't drop all the gems, man.
Right.
I was just gonna
so many angles.
I was just gonna ask a film girl one question, but she left already. I wanted to ask
she dropped
her,
off, yeah.
Yeah, when she said, "Oh, if my son came home with a single mom, I really it really doesn't matter and all that," because like I said, I'm a realist. I wanted to ask her if her son is 22. Playing basketball, professional basketball, in line to earn 200 million in the next 5 years, and the son came home with a 39 years old woman
and brings Drea home.
With 2 other children. Will she have an issue with that? I was going to ask her about.
She came back for you. It's okay. She'll answer. Answer.
Girl. I don't know if you hear what I just said. I have no issue with what you said, my sister.
If your 22-year-old son brings home Drea,
I just want us to be realistic in some area. It's okay. You don't have issue with single mom, which is okay. But for me, I will have issue if my son, 22, 23, 25, comes home with a single mom. I will have issue. Now, at the end of the day, it's his own decision. But I'm going to let him know that, hey, I have issue with your choice. Now it's your life. You can go and live, okay? But I just wanted to ask you that question. If you have a 22-year-old son who you raise, you suffer, do everything, you raise him, he's now playing professional basketball, he's going to make 200 million in the next 5 years, and voila, here comes a 39-year-old woman pregnant for him and say you want to marry him at this 39-year-old woman have 2 other children. The boy is 21 years old. What would be your take? Will you say, well, son, it's your choice, I'm cool with that? Will you just accept it like that? That was the question I was going to ask.
Okay. First of all, the age difference now creates a new dynamic. So if she's older, whether she has children or not, right, that's a different dynamic altogether. And that's even the one that I'll be more like, are you sure? Do you understand? But if my son like I won't lie to you that because of the age, I'm like, But if my son, right, marries, comes back home with a single mom, like around his age, right, and maybe if there are two kids, now was the different dynamics altogether. Why are they two? If there are two different daddies, then there's a problem, right? Because it's a pattern,
It's a
right?
pattern.
Yeah, but if maybe the two of them are from one man and maybe there was a divorce somewhere, that's understandable, right? And I will still be supportive. So it depends on
39
what.
years old woman marrying your
No. We're not talking about age here. This is age gap relations. That's a
It's age gap. It's the age gap, not
that's a
the
different
age.
thing altogether. Even if you bring a 39-year woman that doesn't have a child, right? These are two different stories altogether. At that point, the parameters for me measuring is different from if she's your mate and she's single. We're talking about single moms now. Under normal circumstances, she's of marriageable age, maybe both of you are the same age, or 2 years younger than you, but she's a single mom. That's what we're talking about. Abi Ola, right?
Yeah.
Age gap is a different thing altogether.
Age gap is the issue. Yeah, it's not the age, because people can marry people at 40 and they marry each other. But when age gap and also the phase of life, because if a 70-year-old man marries a 40-year-old woman, it's not the same thing as or let me say, if a 70-year-old man marries a 50-year-old woman, that is a 20-year age gap. It's not the same thing as a 50-year-old man marrying a 30-year-old man. That's the same length of time, but it's a different phase of life.
It's a different dynamic, right?
It creates a different dynamic.
Point, I can say okay, but like I said, that was a different. I have to measure that one on a different parameter, right? And the reason why people, I'm not going to throw this just there before Brother Ben. The reason why men are saying this is because as you guys don't know what we know as women. Like I said, if you know what we know, you guys be afraid of some girls that don't have.
You will not be with women. You will just date each other.
No. If you know what we know, like that girl that you're saying, she's just had a baby. Like I said, you know how more don't come out. I don't know what girls are doing. I'm sorry.
That's a real good point. You are just looking at the face, but she don't come out.
You don't know. I said I've
delicious everywhere. You don't know.
This one married a pastor.
Drop pigeon.
No, wait. This one married. She had 9. She married a pastor. Luckily, God blessed her. She still had, like, they do have some that had 7, 6 commoting. You see the girl, she's presenting like a normal, hey, whatever. You see, I'm not saying that all girls were doing it. I'm not saying that. Just fear God. You don't know what is happening, right?
Exactly.
So we gotta think deeper than just those myopic things.
Deeper. So if you didn't want to know, maybe you should go do a test, like go test to see if before you want to say, okay, I know I'm really married someone that doesn't, whatever. But my last point is, Ola, I thought about this, that do you know that to me, like I said, I think in a different way. As a matter of fact, for me, in this kind of generation that we are right now, single moms might actually be better for you, because you know why? If you observe her interaction with her man, her ex-boyfriend, it can give you an idea of the kind of person she will be when both of you have crisis.
It tells you much.
Yes, because in case you both of you end up in divorce or whatever it is, you can see how she'll be. If she's like that kind of crazy girl that Nato described, right? That means you're going to get that. But if she's balanced, if she has boundaries, if she's still, well, you can tell that this person, just in case, so I'm not saying we are praying for divorce, but just in case, this girl is going to be the same way. Do you understand? Patterns. It's all about patterns.
Yeah, patterns is definitely a big deal,
Because a lot of these young girls you're seeing, like, they look all nice and all that, but those small prices, all these small girls right now, the way the drama is just unbelievable.
And they don't collect and come out. Jesus Christ.
Do you understand? So yeah, so you don't even know what
you got. We're talking about discernment, right? We're talking about beyond just surface level. Oh, that one has been a single mother. That means they're not going to. That one is not a single mother. That would be a great one. That was a virgin. You see how Israel collect anyhow
that
because it was open for virgin.
Stupid. That's all stupid criteria.
Yeah.
You tell me say that she's a virgin. I say her so. That's my answer. So
virgins don't collect stray bullet today.
No. I'm not jealous of virgins. What I'm trying to say is that if you come to sell a woman to me as my friend or a brother or a relative, that she's such a good Christian or she's such a whatever, I'm like, so yeah. So what else? What else? Tell me about this person.
Tell me something else. What else is going on beyond that they are a virgin or never had children before?
I'm sorry we're elongating this stuff, right? I met someone recently. This guy is the most feminine man I've ever met in my life. Do you know that? Like, the just around him alone, right? Like always reacting. I'm like, I don't need scope headache. I don't need scope. I need peace. Do you understand? It's not about faith. You need people that will give you peace of mind. That people, you need a balanced person. You don't need those kind of people that are just
it's not extreme. They're just extreme.
Like an Israel, any little thing they don't set ring lights. Telling your whole story everywhere. You need someone that
I wish he set ring light. I wish.
I'm not saying like maturity, self-awareness, a lot of things. Someone that is content with life, content with who they are.
Yeah.
Someone that is so content that they're not even moved into maybe saying I want to be like this or like that. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
There's so many things. You need a woman that is even good with finances, someone that is okay with it. There are more important things than marrying a single mom. If you marry a woman that doesn't have the same money values like you are finished as a man.
Because the reality, I'm gonna let you go now, Finger. The reality is that one of the many reasons why there are single moms everywhere is because that person was not a single mom. They married because of they were only using these myopic things, and then they become a single mother. So there are things that happened before they became a single mother. Those things is what we should start paying attention to.
Exactly.
And not that they became a single mother.
A single mother. Because if you met her without being a single mother, those things will happen to you, and she become your single mother. You understand? She become your own baby mama.
Yeah. And then you become the second baby daddy. Anyway.
No. I mean like if you had married her without the baby, right? Those things that led her, you'll have been the one that's the baby daddy now. Because it will
you'll be the ex that can jump out of jail anytime.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
So it's not about the single mother, it's about the person.
Yeah, it's not that. Good points. Thank you so much. Did she answer? Wait. Did she answer your question, Brother Ben?
Yeah, of course she did. She break it down.
Okay.
We're all different, but
another day we'll do age gap one, Brother Ben. We'll do age gap relationship. Ask that question again.
Hopefully, at least
we can continue the basketballs for behind the stage after this.
All right, no problem. Have a nice day, gentlemen.
Thank you, my
sister. All right, take care. Bye.
Mr. La. So
yes, sir.
In my own rounding up, I'm just gonna say this, and this is for my sisters out there. Sister Chidima asked a question earlier in the comment. She said, "Bro Ben, you should ask question about the man too." So one of the things I told my single mom friends and colleagues when we discuss relationship issue is this: when a man approaches you as a single mother and said, "I love you, you are everything I'm looking for," one question you should ask that man is, what attracted you to me? And if you can't ask him, try to find out what attracted you in particular to him. That's how you get to know why or how he intends to carry on with you. There must be something he saw that attracted him. Is it pity? Was he taking pity on you? Or is he at a disadvantage and see you as a
pity? Like Shanweni.
Yes, of course. There are some crazy guys like that. I'm just saying, oh, this lady, she's suffering, blah blah blah. And then start dating another. Oh, there's a lot like that. So, as a single mom, you have to figure that out from the side of the man. What exactly attracted him to you? And then the next thing is, what is his own situationship? What is his situation? Yeah, everybody has a situation. If I come out now, if I'm not the type that I'm shouting on top of my voice that I'm married, I have kids, you won't even tell that I'm married and I have kids. I don't even have ring. Is it band mark or what they call it? I don't wear wedding ring, so I can just move up and down like a Mugo Park and claim.
You don't wear your wedding band?
I can't even remember the last time I wear one. My wife said don't accept her.
As long as your wife is okay with it, there's no wala.
No, she know how I used to lose them, and at the point she just okay. What we do now? I think we have one. We bought one very expensive one. So if we have to go for an engagement, maybe a party, a big event, she go bring her anywhere. She hide them. Then I go where I go. We come back. Now they take her hand, collect her from my hand. Say no, you go lose this one because it's expensive and I won't replace it if you lost. So what I'm saying is this: as a single mom, when a man comes to you, find out his motive. That is your job. Ask questions, dig into his past, find out his reason, the reason that he came to you. That's just it. Now, and lastly, I will just round up that as a single mom, people will fall in love with you. A lot of single moms are not even looking single. Sometimes I tell my friends, why don't you just pretend you are not a single mom? Because you don't look single. You are still all well put together, beautiful, looking sexy, but shape, everything, they're okay, you know? So single mothers, they are beautiful. Only when they say, I don't know, some people wear that crown of single mom in such a way that anywhere they go is beating. Like, hey. Why some people just live their normal life? So as a single mom, you need a strategy. Okay?
Yeah.
There are husbands there, there are people who marry a single mom, but you need a strategy. You need to know the man. You need to know why he's with you, and then you need to handle your own business. Just like Film Girl said now. See, Film Girl touched on so many things I've already said here. You have to be a realist. Don't be delusional about your situation that I'm just going to blame everybody. I will blame anything, whatever I will blame. No. First of all, understand where you belong at the realm of things. Do you have a job? Are you taking care of your bills? Are you on top of your game? You are raising your kids the right way. My sister, you are an excellent candidate for marriage. Now, if you are taking care of business, a lot of women do this nowadays. They raise their children, and their children, they turns out marvelously good. You know? So now, if a man comes, you need to know that as a man, he's always going to consider your ex. So define your boundary with your ex.
No, but Ben, but he doesn't. That's why we're having this conversation.
He doesn't.
Okay, let's redirect the warning now to the men. These men that are falling in love with single mothers, they need to be aware that person has a past and they need to be prepared for it. Maybe that's what they don't. When they don't, and then they get disappointed, is where that guy is now running his mouth and saying, "I will never allow a man, another child is my house." You see what I'm saying?
Yes, brother. You know, I mentioned strategy. Now, this is where strategy comes. Everything is all about strategy. Even in marriage, forget single mom, single dad, and anything. Even in our marriage,
every one of us
strategy. You know.
Yes. Okay.
Remember when I said that if any single mom, I have 3 friends that have married now that I met here in America. They were single where we started. In fact, one of them traded me after I graduated in nursing school. She was single, but because we were interacting, we were talking. I mean, since I see that she's a very good person, she's honest, she coached me very well, I started opening up to her, and I told her from the onset, my sister, there are some things I will tell you. I'm a very straightforward person. If you offend you, just warn me. I won't try it again. And she was open. You see, it's all about strategy. Your ex, as far as your child is living with you, your ex is always going to be part of that your new relationship.
Yes.
You feel me?
Yes, so that's the reality of life.
And this is where the strategy comes in. If you can have a conversation with this new man, let the man know that, hey, I got a kid, I got 2 kids. The dad is always going to be part of their life. What are we going to do when the dad shows up? A man that loves you will start giving you rest of mind. The man will start telling you, yes, baby, we can work on this one. What are we going to do? How do you want me to relate? Where do you want me to be? What will you do on your part? Because there are some single women now, single mom now, that some of them even unconsciously will set their new man up against their ex in some of the things they do. I'm telling you, brother, I don't witness and tire for here. Unknowingly to the single mom, some of the things she said, how she did something, she is setting them up against each other. I once saw there was a guy here, right here in Austin, who has a son. He went to bought bike when the son was approaching 6 years to 7. He went to bought bike, but the day he brought the bike to the home, the mom and the kids were not at home. They already went for maybe vacation or something. So he took the bike back. He now left the baby mom a text message. Oh, I brought my son bike, but they say you guys are not around. So I will come back when you guys are around. The lady told her, okay, we'll be back next week. Guess what happened?
What happened?
Before he comes back the next week, the lady had made the new man to go and get a bike for the son. I'm just giving you a scenario now. Even me, the thing pissed me off because when the guy is vexed, people were like, now the new man is just trying to be a dad. I was like, will you guys cut that crap?
So the lesson there is for men who come into the life of a single mother, if the father of those children are still active, don't try to replace that father.
God bless you. That is
not just intentionally. Also, you have to be self-aware that sometimes you might be doing it mistakenly, unawarely, subconsciously. You have to be that's why I don't like what I don't like about the BBN Queen new guy, right? This drama is going on, and now you are showcasing that he called you dad at first.
Well, I don't want cause for your show, bro.
That's not wise.
Yeah,
you should stay out of that, until they sort that out. I'm not saying you shouldn't get with his girl. He loves the girl, obviously, but you need to apply wisdom in that.
Yeah. May God bless the truth about I'm saying. The wisdom of saying you're going to date single mother, as my brother, there's a lot of baggage there. Make any woman not convince any guy say anything. In that the
all right. Hold on, but I'll let him finish so I can have time with you, and then we'll finish together.
In conclusion, my thing is, God will give everybody their heart desire at the appropriate time, but let's just prepare. You are not written off as a single mom, and you are not written off as a single dad. Like I always recommend Brola book. If you read that book over and over again, there are a lot of hidden lessons in that book that people don't really realize. All those stories you have in the book, Brola. I don't know if you can still hear me. I can't even.
I can hear you.
All those stories you have there is telling me a whole lot of different things. Besides the main topic that
we need some more Lambert story in the next book.
So please, you are beautiful. You are beautiful. Having kids doesn't take anything away from you, and a good man knows a good woman when they see one. But please, all I would just recommend is manage your ex-husband involvement with your children and yourself, so that it doesn't create issue with your new man.
That's a good point. It will create a man who is self-aware will want to make sure that everything is good on that end before he engages you into the future. If he's too young, he won't care. We just enjoy the kwekus, and we keep enjoying the kwekus, But
thank you, bro.
Thank you, brother Ben. Thank you. Let me finish the show. We'll do another one Saturday. Please clear your schedule for Saturday. It's 5 p.m. Thank you. All right, brother Ben. Talk soon. All right, Borola, my guy.
All this story about. There's nothing like convincing about it. You have to be lucky that, being with single mother, you need to really know this woman for a very long time. As friends. You study her, you could know each other for a very long time.
So don't rush into it. Don't rush into it.
Because you start seeing baggages that are finished, or you might be used as a very long time rebound. You understand?
Another angle. Long term rebound. Okay.
Can take years pretending like he really love you, but it's not her fault, but unfinished business and everything, but using you as for her what happened to the past. So for you to have a single, but you have to be matured also in the age. You understand? If you're young, don't just near there. No matter what it is, you will never experience what I experienced.
You have to make sure you know what you're doing, Sha.
Yeah, you have to experience. It's an experience. You understand? How having a child is already experienced. You're already grown up immediately. You understand? You as a man, you're not there yet. You're still very young. So why must you go and mess yourself up with somebody that's already taking care of somebody? She already stepped up in a way like, okay, I'm more responsible for this person now. Right. But you're not there yet. So for you to get there, even to understand what she's passing through, what is actually happening around her cycle, that will take you a lot of time for you to understand. So you have to be like a brother or something before you understand. Okay, she's not sleeping. She think about this. You're not just there at all. So dancing in that dance is very difficult. That you date with a single, like somebody that is have no child before and everything. You both swim together, hold hand together, fly air up and down together. You wake up, you have nice time in talking and everything. For a single mother, you need to take a lot of long walk. You understand me? A lot of long walk to understand.
So now you're already scaring those young men. Oh. They're already scared shitless. You're scaring them now. If they fall in love, they won't know what to do with themselves. That's the issue.
Yeah,
let's be honest. Single mothers are very likable.
No, you can like it.
subconsciously you just feel like this is a homely person. The fact that they can demonstrate that they can mother children is one of the most attractive things about them.
Yes, but love and hate go together. You have to understand.
Voila.
You have to understand that attention now. Once a woman have a child, the father is there, the father is not there. Her mind totally changes, twitch. That switch of that mind is already in that child for very long time. How her love already in that child. You that come in as a spare tire, it might give you an ear, it might take you as a companion, but without you not knowing, that's why I say you become a very somebody, like rebound for a very long time. So you just be there. Maybe you might usually providing some certain things that she's lacking of. They satisfy you with other things that you think I can give to keep you, but not really real love. You understand me? Not real love. So for you to really know them, you have to date them for very long time. What I mean, you have to know them not as a girlfriend or boyfriend, but as a friend. You understand me? You come around them.
I like that point. You
study them. You see what.
But to be safe, right? So I can round up. You're not saying that there are no single girls with baggages too. That's not what you're saying.
Look. I don't want men. Men sometimes we can be overhyped. Because this, you see, look at once, no matter closer to the boy's age, also the girl, in terms of the brain, she's far more higher than the boy. You understand me? So once a woman have a child, she already know how to step up her game already. So the girl can even hype you before you know. You'll be saying, "Ah man, this girl love me, man." You already start dancing the dance that is fake. You understand me? Then that's where the problem will come. Then when you start, because men always decode that.
Do you think that's why this conversation exists? Men don't collect shege from single mothers. Naively, like they were naive. They thought like and then they collect. Do you think that's where this conversation is coming from? It's just men that are hurt.
Yes, because the man sees himself as a superhero that
want to save her.
Want to save her. There's no cost saving and everything, but you would want to be used also to save yourself. You understand me? So the truth about that is. They don't like sugarcoat it or wherever you want to put it into. I've never really deal with that situation, but if you have if you know the situation that is very, very difficult, you as a guy have no experience of taking care of the bottle. Now you now come up, somebody say then when you want to sit with the woman, somebody say, "Mama, I'm hungry." Then look, there's some certain things that you can bear. I swear to God, we are not different from animals. We are advanced ones. You understand? Right. A lion will go to bananas in this thing. So we're just like that also. Only that we know how to calm him down and how to control it.
Now, let me ask you this one last question, Brother Kidola. You said make sure you did them well long enough. What would you say is long enough? 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? How long do you think is ideal? If you really find a single mother that you love, that you like a lot, and you feel like it's meshing, right? How long would you say is enough to say, okay, you can move forward? It's okay.
Yeah, my brother. First of all, you have to know her emotions.
No, how long do you think it might take to know her emotions?
If you come around that kind of person, at least 2 years, 3 years old.
2 years, 3 years. Okay, yes, that's fair.
Yeah, 2 years, 3 years. Otherwise, so that you don't step into a hellfire. Otherwise, you start seeing yourself in a. You see, you. I don't know. I wanted to explain it somehow, but somebody already explained it already. They don't let anybody tell you. Oh, you can look if you know that person heavily. You will enjoy that relationship.
You can go for it
because you already know each other heavily. You know, okay, this. But no one somebody say you have to provide bread because the child is hungry of bread. That is not even yours. You understand me?
Yeah.
You have to start providing all kind of jam and all kind of something, because it will not last. You understand me? So what you sacrifice for your own personal child is not what you sacrifice for somebody else's child. It's very, very difficult. You can help if you that situation. Maybe after a lot of time, you can say, okay, I love this child. I can pay here are school fees. I can do this, I can do that if you have the means, you understand me? But that'll come naturally. But don't force yourself to do it because you want to be good Samaritan, or you are into,
as long as you're not trying to be Captain Savior, you know what? Yes. I hear you, my brother. Thank you so much for. You're welcome anytime on Saturday. We're doing live on Saturday 5.
Thank you, my brother. You know, that the kid though.
Thank you so much. Boss. He said no go collect too. He said no go collect too. What he's trying to say, you have to be very, very patient to get the gist, right? What he's trying to say is that you don't want a John who has dated single mother before collect shege and come and try to be casting single mothers and dragging single mothers on the internet. You don't want that. You want healthy men. If you find a single mother you insist that you like, take your time, get to know her. And he said it's okay if you know that person. That's the ultimate of everything he said. I know some of you are hearing the other side of the. I didn't even hear the spare tire part. They're fire. Did he say spare tire somewhere? Because I missed that. If he said it, me, I'm going in and out. I'm reading the chat at the same time. So, this was a really good conversation. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of energy for it. So I will definitely preserve my energy for Saturday evenings for the live sessions, 5 p.m. And then we'll continue to drop videos at 5 p.m. and fresh videos, okay? Not cut from the live session. Fresh videos. We'll drop them at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll drop them at 12 p.m. New topics, trendy topics. But on Saturday, we'll come here. I'm trying to adjust, so pardon me. Work with me while I'm adjusting everything as it goes here. It's a blessing. We're just trying to make sure that we don't miss out on any opportunities, So you go extra mile for someone that is not your child, it's a problem. That's what she heard. Anyway, that right there is an issue. The issue is that this right here, right, this question, that would not be an issue if a person is in love. That kind of in love that John was in love with that single lady before he don't collect shege because of not knowing what he was doing, and then he's trying to drag single ladies now, right? No, I'm making up the story. It is what it is. I think that's where the issue is coming from, right? That guy don't collect from a single mother somewhere, right? We don't want that. So we want them to know that if you're getting with a single mother, of course, you should understand that that's a special type of situation, right? At least from what you can perceive. I agree with Films Girl that there are people that have hidden baggages, and the hidden baggages of either a single mother or not. Those are the things you should be really paying attention to. That's what you should be building your discernment spirit around, so you can pick that up, and you'll be able to pick that up regardless if the person's a single mother or not. It wouldn't really matter, right? And also the rule of 2 to 3 years, I think that's also applicable to people of any age, honestly, but some people might say 6 months. There's no guarantee at the end of the day. I think the only guarantee here is the work you do on yourself, ultimately. Okay? The work you work on yourself. Okay? And preparing yourself that there's going to be baggages, regardless of where people are coming from. They were the first 18 years, 17 years of that person's life. You have no idea. That's literally baggage. Okay? And how that's going to show up in the form of crisis and conflict in your relationship, you have no idea. All right. Sometimes it doesn't show up as they have children. Sometimes that person that has children is actually your best bet. You attracted them for a reason. Just because you attracted them doesn't mean skills are not required to make that relationship work. So don't go and collect, like Brother Kidola said, right? And then you come back and you not tell us because she was a single mother. No, it's because you didn't know what you were doing. That has nothing to do with the fact that she was a single mother. Because if she was a single mother, that would be part of the context you should have paid attention to in the first place. Just like you have to pay attention. The context could be the fact that she's a single mother. It could be because she came from a certain type of culture. She came from a certain type of religion. These are some of the things that you should be. Those are some of the biggest issues you should be more concerned about, but obviously if one is right in your face right there, as in somebody has a whole children, I don't think it's a good idea to hide the children. Anything life and death, yes, I use that word here, it's a safe word, it's okay. Please, you can't hide it. It will come back to the surface and bite you in the butt heavily later on. If a person has children before you got with them, they should be in the train ideally of your wedding. Okay, those are your children now. Those are yours now. That's not another man's children. You now have bonus children. That's the reality. Okay, leave them alone if you can't deal with it. Okay, if you have been listening to John and you are getting triggered, you probably should leave single mothers alone. There are other people that will be much more valuable for them. Okay, and for your own good, you should stay away from trying to abuse them on the internet, because you're punishing yourself and you're telling on yourself. You're telling on yourself. Your issues are not single mothers. You have a deeper issue than single mothers. I'm just letting you know up front right now. Don't go out collect like Brother Kidola said. Anyway, let me read some of your chat and then we'll leave. When my brother divorced, it was our son he missed the most. I saw him cry because he had bonded with our son so much. That is a fact. The way you will bond with quote-unquote other people's children is just a discombobulated idea that just because somebody is not biologically connected to you, you can't bond with them. It doesn't make sense. Go and do all kind of studies, okay? It doesn't add up. The reality is that if you raise a child, you bond with them, literally, okay? So it's only people that have no experience or no good experience that say things like another person's child, right? Not having any experience around that will make you say that, but it's not real. The reality is that you do bond with people when you spend time with them. When you have conversations with them, you bond with them. You don't even have to be in a place physically. The only one of you guys I've met physically so far, thus far, since we've been having this conversation, is one person so far. Natu has been the only person I've met physically, but yet I've bonded with so many of you. Think about that for a second. That's the way the human mind works, no matter how much we try to cap. So that's a good point right there. All single moms have left the chat. No, they're here. If someone does not want to engage with single moms, stay in your lane. Leave them for people that can care and nurture them. It's not by force. Whether single mom or not, please know your person. Facts. Wahala, you nailed it. Bam, you talk and finish. Some men are walking around pretending to be single without baggages. Marry them and find out how many hidden kids they've got. If you have children, please disclose, men or women, please. It doesn't work. It's a terrible idea. Don't hide lives. Don't do it. Terrible idea. Come out with your full chest. I've got kids. I've got children. Yes, they will like you even more so, because confidence is sexy any day. Okay. Yes, they will start nursing, fantasizing with the idea that they're about to be a step parent. Normal people, they don't really have a problem with that if they already like you. So don't, because you've listened to, if you go and be listening to John and you collect on that argument, that's your fault. If you're arguing with people that argue with their destiny on the internet, that's your fault. There's something about you that's attracted to that conversation. So don't go and collect inside somebody's chat where they are arguing with single mothers at the problem. If you go and do that, that's your fault, because there's something about you that's dragging you there. It's hitting a nerve, and your self-esteem is being tampered with, and you are engaging the conversation, and it's not going to work out well for you. You will just feel sad and sadder and sadder about yourself, when in reality you can just find another conversation to engage in. All of us have baggages. All of us. Some are hidden, some are not hidden. Okay? Which one are the most dangerous ones? The ones that are hidden. Not the one that's obvious in your face. The one that's obvious in your face, then you ask simple questions around it. Who's the father? What did he do for a living? Oh, interesting. See, you can ask those questions. The one that's hidden. Oh, another layer entirely. That one. That's what you should be more concerned about. That's one great point that I feel like Film Girl brought to the table here today. My son was out of the picture for 17 years. The day he showed up, my marriage would have been over if not for the luck that I got a good woman. Yeah, we talked about that when Brother Ben was my guest here. Go watch that video during the #1 red flag series. Exactly. Adoptive parents bond with other people's children all day. It's the reality. We don't control that. It's literally the reality. Okay, but if you obviously have a strong ideology around this, then it shouldn't be an issue, because it's very simple. When you see a single mother, you just avoid them. Very simple. Abushe shikena. That's it, problem solved, right? And they don't have to worry about. But when you jump on the internet, every chance you get, you must abuse single mother. That is a personal problem. you better go and talk to someone, a pastor, because you probably don't believe in therapists. Go and talk to a pastor, a babalawo or somebody. They will help you solve through that issue, because there's no amount of internet talking that's going to stop all these other young men from still collecting woto from single mothers, because they love it. They fall in love with them. For obvious, they are taking care of children. What is there not to fall in love with? Nobody's encouraging it. It's just the reality. Men fall in love with single mothers all the time. The rest of it now just preference, talk, right? Yes, women also encourage it. They don't want their children to get with single mothers. So it's not just a man or gender warrior thing. But it's all ideologies until reality shows up and somebody falls in love with a single mother. Then what we should be teaching them is, hey, the skills required when you bring somebody with other parts of them into your world. There are some skills you need to acquire. More so because now you're dealing with somebody who might seem sometimes like all their attention goes to the children. If you find yourself competing with those children, could it work? Because even your own child, biological, sometimes you find yourself competing for attention with them, right? I get it. Granted, it's easier to kind of deal with that. Is it easier? Where are the divorced single mothers coming from? It's because it wasn't exactly easier, because you didn't figure it all out, right? But shout out to this $4.99. Thank you so much, Film Girl, for the conversation and helping us to sponsor the show. I appreciate you. Thank you. The hidden children from men are a major. Please, this one is not just a red flag. This is run far. I don't know what to do with this. This is where my limitations are. Okay, somebody hid a bunch of children from you. See, the fact that we hid it from the family, I still think that's a red flag. But we understand it because people don't want to get judged. I don't know what the circumstances are, but from you, no, I don't know what to do with that. That's my limitations right there. If somebody hid a whole bunch of children, I pray God help you. We can help you with you, but in terms of, I don't know, that's a lot. That tells a lot, but who knows. Shout out to $10 super chat. She said tea. Is it tea or coffee or me? Thank you so much, Natu. I appreciate you. Thank you for that. Cool. Let's see, what else do we have here? We have we all have the capacity to love a non-biological child. It's mindset that limits Africans. Yeah, mindset or exposure. Once you've seen it happen before, you will never say that again. It's only people that have other issues that keep insisting that, But yes, so my 8-year-old son still hop in my bed every now and then. Yeah, and I chase them away. Okay, get out. What do you want? This is my room. Okay, get out. Brother Ben is sponsored too. I saw his sticker in the. Brother Ben did, right? Yeah. I mentioned that it was the first one. Yes. So Brother Ben sponsored us today. Shout out to Brother Ben. Go and support Afro Netizen on YouTube. Film Girl sponsored us $4.99, and then Natu sponsored us today with a $10. Guys, so much, and please don't forget to support Natu. I always like to mention that if you have businesses and stuff like that you want us to mention here too, you want us to support, please, that's why we're here. We don't mind supporting you. This is Natu's information. She sells business and casual perfume oils, okay, shoes, access. Just check out our Instagram page, Kwalisa.inc on Instagram page to support her. All right. Any other questions? Are we good to go for the day? I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. Let's make Saturday a party. It's one day live a week now. I'll keep dropping videos, fresh videos during the week. So be on the lookout for that. All right. I appreciate you. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. We'll see you on the next way. On your way out, hit the like button if you haven't done so. Okay. Shout out to all the 19 likes that I see here. But if you are missing, please make sure you hit the like button before you leave. Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. I'll see you on the next one, and peace.
it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.